Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 142 of the Smith Squad podcast. So, quick thing just to get out of the way. You probably know the drill by now. This podcast isn't a consistent thing. It usually follows patterns at this point of either things are going very badly in my life or very much so on the decline and I'm getting less happy, or things are going upward and I'm getting more happy. Things are working for me. It's usually one of the two. Things are not working or are in the process of getting to a better place. And fortunately today, I'm on a real good one. I have been honestly feeling better than I have in like a year, man. Like, this quarantine has been phenomenal for me. And I know I'm really lucky to be in a spot where I can say that, because I know it's been hard for a lot of people. But guys, I just this is one of those things that, I don't do a whole lot often anymore. But when I'm feeling good, I don't want this to come off as preachy, but it's like, I think it's good to just put that energy out for people that might need it, might want a little boost themselves. But also, sometimes I like to do this for myself. And I think when I put words out and talk about it, it makes things more real. Like, if you write something down or you talk about it, you say it, it's a whole lot more real than just leaving it in your head. Once you put it out there, it's real. When it's in your head, it's just kind of like, it's kind of there, but you haven't really committed to that belief or anything. So this is always a little bit for me. It's a little bit for you guys. But what this is going to be today, I'm going to get my chat out. I'm going to try to read chat as much as I can. If you guys have any good questions, I will answer them, but I'm going to try to stick to, I don't want to say, let's say a loose script, because it's been a year and 5 months since an episode of the Smith Squad podcast. And actually, it's been a year since I've done anything. So I started a podcast like a year ago. This is another just sort of like cleaning up thing we got to take care of before we get into the beans of it. So I graduated a year ago, and that's a pretty good place to start, because before we get into everything, I think I need to give you guys a little bit of context of where I've been and the changes I've made to just, I'm just feeling better, man. So let's go a year ago. Graduated school, moved from a place I've been living for 5 years to a city. Very overwhelming. I wasn't really ready for how overwhelming that was going to be. But one of the things I did do is I was like, you know what? Now that I'm off school, I gotta fill my time with something productive. And I thought about starting the podcast up again, but I changed it. I made a new channel, the Smith Place podcast. Rest in peace to that channel, because we only got 4 episodes, and I said, nah, this isn't working. And I said, I'm not motivated for this. So those 4 episodes, there's the Smith Squad podcast playlist. It's on this channel. It's on my main channel on the feed, I'm pretty sure. If you ever want to catch it out, every episode is in that YouTube playlist. I think we're still up on iTunes, but man, good luck. Like, I don't know. YouTube, it's always going to be up on YouTube, okay? For now ever, whenever we do one of these episodes, it will be on this channel. It'll go into that playlist. If you ever want to catch this, to make sure you don't miss it, follow me on Twitter. So, housekeeping taken care of. Also should say, podcast is not coming back. This is one of those things we do every 6 months or so. But yeah, this is where we're at. And before I can talk about again, this is not going to be zombies. This is bigger picture life shit, okay? I want to talk about my last year, because I think a lot of people, when you have a big life shift, like you're going from high school to university, that's obviously a huge change. And for some reason in my head, I wasn't thinking that college to adulthood, like life stuff, was going to be that big, but it was. I was moving away from having friends super close to me all the time. I was moving away from like the system of school that I was so used to, and just kind of put into limbo. And my job is already like limbo, so it was just free floating, like, what the ball sack am I doing? So that was May. I tried a whole lot of things, because I knew, okay, if I could do school and YouTube, if I'm just doing YouTube, I'm gonna get really bored, and I'm not gonna be pushing myself. So I really I had the right idea of it, but I didn't have the right things. So I was like, okay, I want to read. So I was trying to read these really high level books, really hard, keep challenging my mind. It just wasn't interesting. I just wasn't passionate about it, so I gave up on that. Tried the podcast. I wasn't interested in that. But then summer came around, and I had a pretty good summer because I did stuff. Like I went to Spain, I went to France. The Z Boys came to, I mean, this is over the course of like 5 months, April to like September, 6 months, whatever. The Z House along with JC and Noah came to Canada. We had a week here. It was fantastic. I went, did like just had the most fantastic action-packed summer you can imagine. Went to Texas, went to Montreal, went to Boston. Like just did so much. Saw some of my favorite artists. It was a fantastic summer, but it didn't really fix the fact that like that first month being here, I was like, man, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It was just like I was so busy that it was like a good like distraction, I was either working to get videos ready or away. And because of that, I was just so distracted by really enjoying stuff that like whoop. I guess I didn't really get to process like me being in this whole new environment and not really like adapted to it. So fall came and really like just things, I had a pretty rough fall. I just was very unhappy because it started to sink in. Like I live in the city and I really don't have like going from school to city life is just like, so you have so many friends in college and everyone's always down to do something. And now everyone's an adult and they all have jobs. And I'm not quite like that, So it was really hard just dealing with that, adapting. My girlfriend was like an hour and a bit away from me because she was still at my school. So I think it was just like adapting and stuff was really hard. Plus fall in Canada is the most depressing time ever because literally everything is dying. And in a month, it goes from like shorts and tees to, oh my God, it's getting cold. And it's only going to be getting colder for the next 3 months until it's depressing for 2 months because everything is dead and it's minus 40. And then I have to deal with 3 months to get back to this. Winter in Canada kind of sucks. If there's any Canadians here, Jesus, man, what are we doing? What are we doing, guys? You get 4.5 good months and the rest of it is just shit. Like it's some of it's decent. Like I love winter. But all that middle stuff, it's like, it's 5 degrees Celsius out and rainy. And like, it's awful. But we're back this summer, man. I'm loving it. I'm so happy. Like, I am so sweaty right now. Don't even care because it's been beautiful out. Minus 50 Canada, gang. Canada sucks unless it doesn't. And when it doesn't suck, it is like the most beautiful place ever. That's the problem with it. We have the best summers. Okay. I've never been anywhere that has better summers than Canada. Seriously, it is that beautiful. But my God, our winters are horrible. So anyway, fall was rough. And it just like nothing seemed like it was going to improve. And I was like, dude, I gotta break this cycle. Okay? So I said, you know what? You know what a lot of people do when they graduate? They go on a big trip. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go to Europe for 2 months. I don't know what I'm gonna do over there, but I'm just gonna go away. So, enter in relationship. I had started dating a girl a year before. Fantastic human being, like absolutely love her. But I guess this was kind of, for me, it was the start of realizing like, I think this isn't going to work out. Just being at such different points in our life and not really being people of the same mindset. So I would knew leaving this is going to put a huge strain on our relationship, but I knew I myself am more important than this relationship. I had to put myself first. And if I'm not happy, it's not going to work anyway. So I went away and we managed, but whatever. I don't really think people say they go to Europe or they go on a big trip to find themselves. Nah, you don't. I mean, you get a great change in perspective. You get to see so much. It's such a positive experience for you. But I don't know if it's something that you're really going to find yourself. I mean, maybe some people do. You know what? I shouldn't even say that. because that's a lie. I think I did. I don't even think I found myself. I think I refound myself. Because so my last week in Europe, this was really important actually. Um, I I went away like knowing I wasn't really happy about making Fortnite videos anymore. It just wasn't that enjoyable. And even though the money was still really good and the views were really good, it was just like, nah, this is just not like I didn't feel good about it. So basically, it took like a week for me to realize, okay, when I come back, I don't think I can do just Fortnite, or I don't even think I want to do Fortnite for that matter. But then it was like a whole like weeks and weeks of like, well, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna come back to zombies? You know, exploring every option. You know, I mean, I seriously was considering maybe going back to school in September, so in like 4 months or so, 3 months. I had reached out to a university, like I would have gotten in. It would have been, you know, like I was at like not committed, but I was like interested in that. I was so lost. And here's what it is, okay? I don't know if there's any Tame Impala fans, but he dropped a new album. I was in Lisbon, Portugal. So absolutely beautiful, dude. Fantastic city. Oh my God, I love Portugal so much. It's like one of my favorite places I've ever been in the world. If you've never been to Lisbon or Portugal, they are so nice. It is just like amazing. If there's any, I don't know if there's anyone here, but anyway. So there's a song on his new album called One More Year. It's the opening song. And it basically just explores the idea of like kind of being fed up where you're at and not really sure what holds for the future. But the guy who's writing the song, like he's a very successful artist. And I think that the theme of the song is basically exploring like, don't really know what the future holds, but let's just embrace this for one more year. And I was like, holy shit. It was like talking to me. It was like, dude, I've been a YouTuber since I was like 11 years old. I've always been a YouTuber, and I've known that, like that has been my thing, you know. And just hearing it from that perspective, it's like, you know, that doesn't mean you have to do this for the rest of your life, but dude, this is what you do. This is what you've always done. One more year, and it was like that sort of moment, you know. So I was confident to find yourself stuff, but I guess it really was like this really great perspective moment. I was just walking around Lisbon and watching the sunset actually, and it was like, man, let's do one more year. Yeah, Dude Man 185. So that was kind of like the commitment. That was getting sweaty. Belly shot too. That was the commitment point right there, where I was like, yeah, let's do this one more year. Dude, why? Okay, I'm really passionate about school, but thinking about it now, it's like, man, that's so much rigid structure and putting up with things that I don't necessarily want to put up with. For some things I really love, but there's so much red tape and bullshit in university. And I was like, dude, I've got the greatest job. Like, sure, I can say one more year to that. So that was kind of setting the stage for like, that was just the context for you guys, just to kind of put you where I've been at the last year. So we come to the end of my trip. I get back, and pretty shortly after that, me and my girlfriend ended things. I think ultimately, and this, I do want to kind of touch on breakups and being single a little bit in this episode. I've talked about it a lot before, but new perspectives and stuff. A thing was, this is a really interesting breakup for me. Like, this is my third real big breakup with someone that I've been with for like over a year. You know, I was seeing this girl for pretty much 2 years. And the thing is like, I still even now really like her as a person, like really, really thought she was like just a very cool person. Which is interesting because my past exes, there's been like a very obvious like problem, you know. It's just like, I don't like you and I don't know why I was dating you, or just like, you know, old relationships, just like we were just young and stupid. But my first relationship that I knew it had to end despite liking a lot about this person. But to me, it was just like very different points in our life, very different viewpoints about life. And more importantly than that, I knew it was time for me to have some time to myself. Um, yeah, I think being single is really, really good for people. And I know a lot of people that kind of like jump from relationship to relationship, trying to kind of fill voids, I think. Not really giving yourself time to process past breakups or just not giving yourself a moment to just be with you. I know it's cliche, but I knew I was at that point. I was like, dude, I gotta be single. I just gotta like not be committed to another human being right now. I don't want that. I don't want to be a part of that. It's just really hard, especially when you like that person so much, you know. But you got to remember you're more important than anybody else. That's not selfish. Selfish is expecting people to value you more than themselves. But you're your number one. So that takes us to the big old quarantine, guys. You look so sad, dude. I'm not sad at all. I'm good. So yeah, so cool because when this started, it was like breakup. The very next day, my province went into a state of emergency. So it was like, you can't hang out with anyone. You can't do shit. So it's like me, my best friend, and his girlfriend were living together. And it's been great. They're like the best roommates for this. It's been just fantastic. So yeah, how I went into this is like the most nerdy thing, but like the coolest thing, I think, because I love Dragon Ball Z. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z in so many years, but it was like my favorite show as a kid growing up, and I always loved Goku. He's like the main character, and he's just this like warrior, whatever, badass. And I mean, most of you guys probably know Goku. But there's like this period in that show where there's like a bad guy coming, and like he's gonna be here in like an hour. So what they do is they go into this thing called a hyperbolic time chamber, and it basically slows down time. And so like this gives them like a year to train because like they're not ready to fight this guy. So they take like a year in this place to basically like develop their skills and work on it. And as nerdy as it sounds, that was like my mentality going into this. It was like, okay, there's like no distractions right now. There's nothing going on. This is like my chance. Not so like, I mean, certainly to work on myself, but the way I viewed it was like to develop good habits. Because there's so many things that I feel like I as a person needed to improve on. And like, I basically just been taking this time to like work on myself and like hammer in really good habits into me. And it's like the most cliche stuff ever, but none of us do it, and we all know we should do it. But it's like exercising, it's like eating healthy, it's like not drinking so much, you know. But to me, just taking the time right now, like I haven't had a glass of, I mean, this is extreme, but I haven't drank in like a month, which is good for me because I mean, certainly in my past I used to booze like so much, college thing, whatever, but I didn't like that about myself. So that's kind of like where it takes me today. Like I've been really just trying to improve myself. Like I've been working out at least 6 times a week, probably 7 more likely. We're hitting usually. I've really been strict on my diet, and I feel so freaking good. And I know it's just like, dude, it's like, yeah, obviously, but yeah, it feels good. So I think that basically sums up where I've been, where I'm at now. Taking my time, just moving along. Yeah, totally, man, dude. I'm sweating so much. It's getting so hot in Canada, but I love it. Just bathe in the sweat. But I think like what I kind of wanted to talk about today is like something that's so I kind of mentioned it like with my last relationship, we weren't really of the same mindset. And I think like I feel like I'm getting on a train of thought that is like very true. And it's like I think when I was dating this girl, like she would often see like, well, you know, it's hard for people to like do their best and like go after stuff and do all this stuff because of that, you know, problems. Like you have this and you have that. And well, it's not so easy for this person and that person. And I think that's like a fine perspective to have. But I don't like that perspective. I don't like that perspective at all. I don't like the, well, like it's hard for me because I don't feel like getting up and walking. I don't feel like this and that. And I honestly, I fucking hate that mentality. I hate it. And you know, this is not talking about like real mental illness. This is like people are just lazy sometimes. And I'm lazy sometimes. And you know, this is for me really. Like this is like what I'm telling myself. I'm not trying to say this like other people should do this, but like for me, I think this is the mentality that I like to have for myself. And I don't know if this is what other people want to hear, but I'm sure there's like one person out there that's like, you know what? Yeah, I could be more disciplined. Like there's this concept of like, I think it's like yoga or Buddhism. It's like this ferocious love that you should have for yourself. And it's not like this bullshit, like you're perfect just the way you are kind of love. It's like the most intense love, in which when you carry it out to its ends, it's like you have a ferocious love for you that is so intense that like you are like, you know, you hold yourself to a standard. It's not like, well, I had a hard day, so you know, I can eat cheeseburgers and stuff. It's like, no, bitch, like be like, you are so important, like you have to be on yourself. Does that make sense? I don't think that's really the perfect way to explain it, but it's that intensity about yourself that I think carries through. Yeah, it's a very tough concept to explain. I read it like 2 years ago, so it's kind of gone. But I was like, man, I see that now. I just don't like this mentality that people like. So here's an idea, right? One of the things I've wanted to do in this is I just watched a video and I was like, that's a really interesting, and I see it now. It's called like a dopamine detox. And what I kind of got from it and how I like have kind of thought about it and sort of like worked the ideas out to make sense for me is like, okay, like what actually makes you happy? I think a lot of people think about like the easy shit. You know what I mean? Like drinking beer, eating like real greasy food, you know, sex. Like, actually, I don't want to throw sex in there because sex is like a very good thing if you're in like a nice, happy relationship. I think that's super important. But let's say porn, because that's definitely not a good thing for you. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe meaningless sex is bad for you. But let's just go with porn because that's an easy one. You know, it's like these little things that they give you these hits of dopamine. They're like these little drugs, you know, social media, I guess, to an extent too. Whatever, you know, everyone's got these little dopamine vices, you know. Whatever, maybe I'm full of shit. Like I've always premised this like, dude, I'm young. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but we're toying with ideas. We're just putting stuff out here. I think the big three is probably like food, drugs, and porn, probably like of anything that you're you know trying to give yourself that easy dopamine burst. You know, most people, drugs is probably alcohol and weed, maybe cigarettes or like juuling, you know, vapes. Maybe it's some harder drugs, but whatever it is, it's that hit of dopamine. You know that, that glass of alcohol that just feels good, man. You know, just getting stoned to the gills, you know, whatever. Like drugs, that's an obvious one. I think food is another obvious one that it wasn't so obvious to me that I thought about it. But do you ever find yourself like having a meal, finishing that meal and just being like, I want more. Like I want some just sugar. I want some dessert to just, like, Jesus Christ, that's a real like desire for that hit of dopamine again, you know? It's not that you're hungry. It's not that you're hungry. It's fucking mouth pleasure. It's just your body just wants to feel good. Like, that is what it is. It's mouth pleasure, okay? Jesus, man. Ice cream. Skittles. Sour Patch Kids. It's so good. But I'm not saying, you should never do any of these things, but it's, I think it's like that balance, where it controls you, every night you just want something that tastes good, like some ice cream. I think it's like, you need to control that. And I feel like I didn't have control over that, even if, the easiest way to not have those cravings is just don't buy shit, and people will buy shit and be like, well, I'll just eat a little. No, don't buy the shit, man. Don't buy the shit, okay? If you want to eat shit, that's fine, but don't buy it in your grocery list. Go out, convenience store, sure, whatever, once a week, get yourself some Skittles. I do that. I love Skittles, but you can't be buying shit every week, okay? You can't be going to the grocery store buying a big ass bag of mini eggs. Oh, I'm only gonna have 5. Get out of here. You're lying to yourself, okay? Doesn't matter if you eat a pound of mini eggs over a week. You just ate a pound of mini eggs. Get out of here. Stop lying. Jesus. So food's an obvious one. The last one, I know there's a lot of gentlemen in this podcast. It's porn, man. Porn is, I really think that porn is quite bad for you. I mean, I've put that out there before. But again, it's like that hit of dopamine, It's a non-meaningful hit of dopamine. That's what it is, right? And it's also like, I think it's very bad for your self-confidence. It's like, okay, you're watching a dude fuck a girl. Is that really driving into your head that like you should be out there meeting new girls, like developing relationships? Nah, dude. Like that's not good for you. Yeah, and then again, I mean, dopamine bad, also bad, takes a sip of coffee. Exactly. Like, this is what I'm saying, dude. I'm full of shit. We're all full of shit. Yeah. You got me. Like, I don't really have anything to say. I do drink coffee. Mini eggs are trash, though. Okay, whatever. McDonald's. The thing I'm saying is, it's about not having dependencies on this thing. It's not about never doing anything, because then you're just a robot. You're not living life. But it's when that thing, the urge to have that is more powerful than your control over it. That's what it is, basically. And it's a slippery slope, because I'm scared about those things too. It's like, well, now the quarantine's ending. It's like, I'm really enjoying not drinking. Like, I feel so much better. It's so bad for you, man. But I know, like, I want to spend some time with my friends. I want to have a few drinks on a patio. Nothing wrong with that, right? But what worries me is always the slippery slope. It's like, okay, we'll have a few drinks on a patio. But the next week, maybe, 5. And then, then like 3 weeks down the road, fucking bombed, 4 a.m. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. It's just that slippery slope. But I think at least recognizing that is a better place to be than just having these, like, quick hits of dopamine, like, really control you. Does anyone feel that? Like, you're kind of going to bed and you just don't really feel satisfied. Like, you're like, I just, like, you just need one of something, just one of those quick hits, just to feel better, to feel satisfied for the day. Like, you got a little bit of happiness out of the day. That was high-key ripped during Zio's days. Honestly not, man. Honestly, like, that was a very sober 2 months, that Z house. Like, yeah. But, I mean, people always think I'm high just because I'm, like, calm. But, I think the thing that, like, I've been, like, thinking about is, like, okay. And so this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do a month, like, without any of that shit. So, like, I cut out sugar. I cut out alcohol. Pretty much wasn't already watching porn because I just was this breakup, and I was like, I'm gonna not think about girls and sex for a bit to the best I can. But for me, it was cutting out the sugar and the alcohol. Those two, because I thought I had a bad relationship with those two. So the thing I've noticed once cutting that stuff out is it's really hard if you don't have a meaning, because these are all low level pursuits. None of these things are going to make you happy. They're just happiness in the moment. They're feeling good, but none of these things are truly meaningful. What do you do with your life? Well, the most important thing to me is eating candy. The most important thing in my life is watching porn. The most important thing in my life is snorting cocaine. You know, like, obviously, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. Someone asked, have you learned or gained from cutting out sugar from your diet? I will get to that a little bit because that's been a big one for me. What about gains, bro? Yeah, exercising. So this is where I'm leading. So the thing is, I think people think with these vices, and this is just like, you know, some psychology 101 stuff. It's not just about cutting things out. Like, if you're an alcoholic, I believe the technique is you don't just be like, okay, I want to stop alcohol. What success cases look like is not just cutting out alcohol, but it's filling that void with something so meaningful that the desire to drink goes away because you don't want to lose that thing that is of greater meaning. That is where you find the sweet spot. And if there's one thing to remember from this episode, it's that. It's not about just cutting these bad vices out, because it's really hard, you know? If you're not happy, man, why not have a few beers? It feels great, you know? Like, feels great. But it's really hard to just say, I don't want to do these things that are not so good for me. Because, like, when you don't have, you know, if you're sitting at rock bottom, like, you don't have you don't have a reason to cut those things out. Like, why would you? You feel like shit. These things make you feel better. It's very obvious. But the key to it all, I'm learning, is it's about finding like a higher meaning than just frivolous things that, you know, don't make you feel good. And that comes from setting goals. 100%. Again, like, science backed up. Pre-recorded. Nah, dude, we're doing this live. Are you here? We're live. We're doing this right now. So, like, again, it's like literally like very, very conclusive in science is that what makes people happy is feeling like they are moving towards something and they have a brighter future than where they're at right now. That's where, like, happiness kind of fills in. And I'd confirm that. Like, I mean, hitting 1 million subscribers was goddamn, like, emotional, man. From that, like, a little 11-year-old kid to I actually did that. That's a powerful feeling. It doesn't last, though. It's not you know, happy in that day. But that's not good enough, you know. That's not really it. The thing that I think what people need is like the feeling of they are working towards something, and that to me seems to be the best thing that I find makes me happier. So what I've been doing in quarantine personally. I mean, while my main channel is a job, it's like a job that I'm really passionate about. So progress on that always feels good. But, you know, I started a new series, Zombies Retrospective, which has been like something that's challenging, and it's really different. So I feel like I'm growing with that. I feel like I'm becoming a better creator, and that feels really good. I started a new channel with Roman, you know. That's really fun to be just starting something fresh, get a really like new dose of creativity and just building things, seeing like this new thing just coming into existence. That's really cool. So that's kind of the YouTube side of stuff. Then we've got someone asked, do you believe money makes happiness? I hate talking about money because like everyone wants to say like this really profound thing like Well, money won't make happiness, but you need money to do what you want to do. It's like, that's like, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I'll get back to money maybe. Where was I at? Oh yeah, so YouTube, I'm feeling like better about YouTube than I have in a while. I've been working way harder at YouTube than I have in years, to be honest with you guys. And that feels good, man. It's like, dude, this is my job. Take it seriously. Be accountable, dude. Show up. So that's really good. That's really good. But then like the other thing is obviously I was talking about a little bit earlier was like exercise. I'm definitely like after a month of cutting out sugar and pretty much most carbs, like I would say basically my goal was to cut out um no bread, no pasta, like no sugar. Sugar's the biggest thing, but no bread, no pasta, and like no added sugars. Like a granola bar. It's healthy, but it's like yeah, there's also 10 grams of sugar in it. So, I would say strict with carbs, and that's like a personal thing. There's so many different diets that you can try and feel better about. Um, I've tried I've tried a lot. I've tried vegetarian. I've tried like hardcore keto where you're eating like no carbs. That's actually it. Have I tried anything else? I think those are the big two. And both I felt better because I was like restricting, I was putting control in place basically is what it is. So, people tell you, oh, don't do this diet, do that diet. I think as long as you're setting some like discipline over it, you're probably going to see improvements. For me, I find my body just functions better with less carbs. Last night I had a cheat meal. I got Wendy's. This is what I'm talking about with that balance. But it's the first time I've had like fast food. No, that's a lie. I did have. So in the last 5 weeks, I've had 2 cheat meals. I'm gonna reel it back to 1 cheat meal a week because I don't want to be a psycho. But I had Wendy's last night. I had some Sour Patch Kids. That's what I'm talking about. Those Sour Patch Kids. They're like crack, dude. But I felt so bad afterwards. And the other thing is like, I don't know. I have like digestive issues. So it's not, I find when I eat a lot of carbs, it comes back. Like I've been great. I get so much heartburn whenever I eat a big carby meal that also is really fatty. So like a cheeseburger will do it. But the weird thing is the bread alone is fine. The cheeseburger would be fine. But it's like the combination of like really bad carbs, it's like a milkshake, and like really greasy food. So I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, I think with diet, like it's just whatever's good for you. I mean, there's so like the people are so different and obviously things work differently. I actually like the vegetarian again because it's like pasta is fine, and then I just was throwing like tofu and like veggies in it, and I didn't do that for that long, like maybe 2 weeks, but it felt really good because you're getting more veggies. But I just found it like I couldn't make it work for me. I could probably try again. I love tofu, but you go for a meal sometimes you just want a steak, dude. Like you just want like something good. So I was cutting it out for a bit, but now anyway, low carb diet seems to work for me. But pairing that with exercise has been fantastic. Like, so I guess this is like that second. Again, I'm just talking about like these things that fill you with more meaning than like a single easy thing, right? Like, me and my friends started like a workout group. So it's a point system where like if you do 200 push-ups, you get a point. You do 250 sit-ups, that's a point. Run for 30 minutes at whatever your pace is, but just try. That's a point. Go for a 30-minute bike ride. That's a point. Do half hour of yoga. Do 250 like body weight squats. All like tons of different things to get points. An hour walk, whatever. So we've been doing. Yeah, this one guy has been doing 200 push-ups, sit-ups, and running every day, and running 20 miles a week. This is inspiring. Yeah, dude, it's great. I will say, if you're doing the same thing every day, be careful because I was doing 100 pull-ups and 200 push-ups a day for 3 weeks straight, like one day off, and like my lat is just, I've given it like 2 weeks off and it's a lot better, but oh my god, I just repeating that movement over and over, man. So look at your Reddit today, man. It might be blowing up. Yeah, started a subreddit if anyone's interested. Um, so yeah, having a group to work out makes it way better. Like, never had this in my life, and I'm never been in better shape in my life. Like, doing all these crazy old workouts that I used to never be able to do, like P90X, plyometrics, like insanity, that stuff. I never had good cardio. I'm never really like the only thing I've ever really been good at is I was decent at running for a bit. Like I was up to like 10 kilometers, so not bad. Pretty decent at yoga, I would say. Like, I could do yoga for like no yoga for like 2 months, come back and like after one class, be like probably like if it's a beginner class, like certainly be like back to the top of the class, which is not a yoga mentality to have. But me. Anyway, only thing I was really ever good at was yoga. But I'm getting good at stuff. Like I can do a lot of pull-ups now. I can do a lot of push-ups. I can do tons of body weight squats. I can run decently again. Jump rope is a cheat code. Yeah, dude. Any sort of like that high intensity like leg stuff is just so good. I've been doing yeah, man. So I think exercise is like it's something you should commit to for life. Like, again, that's coming back to that like intense love for yourself. Like, you have no excuse not to exercise. Like, you have no excuse not to do something. Okay. I told this to Milo like 2 weeks ago. We've been talking a bit. I guess I won't touch on, I'll let he'll say stuff, but he's been big on exercise, and he's like, well, the last 2 weeks have been really hard because I hurt my shoulder like really badly, and I can't even really do like squats or like, like he's like, I can't really do anything. I was like, yeah, dude, but like you can walk, right? And I basically just told him, I was like, well, dude, you can always do something, don't give yourself that excuse of like, well, my shoulders hurt, so I can't work out right now. It's like, okay, sure. Maybe you can't even do like core, like lower half. It's like, you can walk. Okay, well, you can walk. Go for a walk. Can you walk to the, like, this is like Joe Rogan stuff right here, but like, okay, can you walk to the fridge? Okay, well, you can walk another step from the fridge because you can walk back. Go for a half-hour walk. You can do something. And all you have to do, like, listen, I fucking hate this mentality of you're perfect just the way you are. Guess what, bitch? Listen up. You're not. You can be better, but it's okay where you are now. Okay. That's the difference. That is so subtle, but it's so important. Okay. You are fine where you're at today, but you can be better. That's what's important. If you tell someone who is super unhappy, who is not in a good spot, you're good just the way you are, How is that good for them? Okay? It's easy reinforcement. But if you tell them they're just perfectly the way they are, how are they going to get out of that bad space, that bad mentality? They're not, because, oh, well, they're fine. No, listen, it's wherever you're at, that is okay. But what's important is just aiming up just 1 degree, just on for a 10-minute walk today. If that's all you can do, good, but you're aiming up. And that's all that matters, is aiming up. Doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to be better. But man, if you can just make a 0.1% change today, I went for a 1-block walk. After, like, through time, you will see results, I just really hate when people say that you're fine just the way you are, because there's a lot of people who are really depressed and have real problems. And I think just telling them that is like the most bullshit thing ever. It's like, well, like, I know I've been in certainly worse places than where I'm at. And I kind of just needed a slap in the face a little bit. And again, not serious, like, not like I had depression or anything serious like that. And I don't want to take away from that, because like real shit is real hard. And I'm lucky. I've never been a depressed. I don't really have major like any depression. I never really have. I've always been on the other end of like high like anxiety. Like I'm like, Gah! But I found the best way for me to deal with that anyways is just work really hard. It's like I think I'm just like a really like driven person, and the only time I feel anxious is when I'm doing nothing. And I've learned to like know that like I just don't like sitting around doing nothing. Like if I spend a day like watching Netflix, that's like the worst day ever to me. Like I just feel like shit afterwards, you know? I like watching Netflix, but it's like I like a nice like maybe an hour of a show I really like at the end of the day. But when I do nothing, I feel really bad. But yeah, I hate that mentality that like you're perfect just the way you are. You're 400 pounds and like you're perfect. No, it's not healthy. You can be better, and you can take a 1%. Just this is like it's this like old saying of like two ships parallel, and one ship is you if you don't make a change. The other is the ship that decides to improve their life, and they make that 1 degree turn. Well, tomorrow they're still beside each other. The next day they're still beside each other. But after time, like a year, those ships are going to be in two very different places. And that's what it's all about. It's just a little bit, man. Shut the fuck up and do it, okay? Yeah. Yeah. So I think what's the lowest you've been and how do you get over it? I think for me the lowest I ever was like my second year of school. And so here's the thing that's like interesting about life is nothing is like you don't go up linearly and you don't go down linearly. It's like not my original idea. This is like I think probably like a Jordan Peterson, I think. Man, I haven't listened to him in so long, but I was so big on him a few years ago. So like when something goes wrong, let's say your girlfriend breaks up with you. Usually things don't go linearly. They go exponentially down. So your girlfriend breaks up with you and you feel bad, so you start drinking. And so you're drinking too much, you're getting lazy, you're not getting enough sleep, you're working poorly, you get fired. Well, what are you going to do? You feel bad, so you just keep drinking. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not just linearly down, it's, oh my God, wow, this got bad. So I think for me, it was like really, really sad because I was single and no girls liked me and I was just super confused. And I was kind of like, I don't want to say I was a loser because I was like a really successful YouTuber, but like I was really hyper good in this one area of my life. And I just feel like I wasn't like a well-rounded person yet. And I mean, it's one of those things that it comes with time. Like the younger you are, the less skills you have, the less experienced you are with dealing with emotions and just stuff. And as you get older, you know, if you aim up, especially, things will get better and I like the hardest time, I think the time where like depression and anxiety hits the hardest is like probably 16 to 21. 22, like those are the worst times because life is like, it's just like as much as it isn't situational, like sometimes it just is, you know. It's just like life is really rough right now and you have no idea where you're going. For me it was like I was in this happy bubble of dating this girl for 4 years and I never learned the skills of how to talk to girls or like how to meet girls or any of that. And like then we broke up because, I missed all of that high school where you could get those skills. So like I just had no idea how to talk to girls. I was so lonely. Like I wanted a girlfriend so bad. And I was just like, it was just not good. And it's crazy too because like I actually had girls that were very interested in me. But I was so bad at talking to girls that like, you know what I mean? Like I was that bad, dude. Oh my God. It's cringy thinking back. I mean, I'm still bad, but like, God. And that extends to everything else too. It's like you're bad at talking to girls. You're bad at talking to everyone. Like you're just nervous. You're a mess. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of where I was at. It was started with a breakup, and it just was kind of like that decline. It's like things are not going good, and eventually, like, I just stopped caring about school. I stopped caring about school. Like, I didn't like my degree. I didn't feel like it was the right direction for me, and really, the only thing I clung on to was YouTube. And like that whole Black Ops 3 cycle, very bad mental space. And as bad as it is, then I got a girlfriend, and that certainly patched a lot of the holes. Was that the right thing to do? Yeah, I think it was time for me to meet a new girl, develop a new relationship, work on my skills a little bit more. I just should have got out of that relationship sooner. It should have been like a 6-month, 2-year thing, but it ended up being like a 2-year thing. But you live and you learn. That's an interesting thing too, because it's like you get out of a really bad relationship, and the advice is usually like, be single for a bit, work on yourself. But I've talked to a lot of people, and like, you definitely shouldn't get straight back into a relationship once you get out of one. Like, that's like the worst thing you can do. You don't process that relationship. You don't have a chance to be free floating in the ocean of singleness and be like, oh, I'm vulnerable. So still with the girlfriend from Z House. No. So broke up with her and then dated another girl, and now yeah. So yeah, but wait. Yeah, someone says Z House, I might joke to you. So like that whole winter is what I'm talking about. Like, that was really rough. But then I got a girlfriend, and I think it helped. Like, I genuinely think dating a girl again, like, my biggest thing was like, I just wasn't comfortable with girls, and I really like, don't want to get into it too much, but I guess I wasn't comfortable with myself. So yeah, I wasn't over my first ex, but dating another girl was good for me. Learning like, yeah, there's more girls out here. Just developing how to be in a relationship, work on yourself. I think it was good for me to definitely get into another relationship, even though I wasn't over that first ex. Yeah, sometimes things are gray, and the best option for you is gray, sadly. So then the Z House came along. You guys know that story. The first Z House was like this microcosm of the greatest thing ever. Like, it's impossible to recreate that. But goddamn, that first Z House, man. You just had like this perfect group of 5 guys who are friends, but they're passionate about YouTube, just living in this great place. It was Pokemon Go. Like, it couldn't have got better. Couldn't have got better than that, man. We're an hour in, dude. It goes so quick. Cheers, man. I'm good to keep going. Happy birthday, Charles. High school's gross. Yeah, the thing is, you don't want high school to be amazing. But hopefully it doesn't suck either. For me, high school was like, it was good, but I wasn't like a cool kid, and that's good, because if you're a cool kid in high school, like, you kind of get this false sense of like, I don't want to say entitlement, but like, you don't have to like really work on yourself. People just kind of like you probably because you're attractive or athletic, or probably both. Or like just overly confident, those 18-year-old, like, the 16-year-olds that are just like, man, this guy's so confident. It's like, what how? Like, but there's just some guys that are like that, some girls, they're just like, they're so confident for like no reason, but they're just like great energy, and it's, but yeah, a lot of popular kids just kind of suck, like, you don't want to peak in high school, man, or university for that matter either. Better to peak in university than high school, because you get a few more years of growth, but don't want to ever peak, man. Sky's the limit, baby. Keep going, man. Wife, kids, house, grandchildren, I don't know. When does it stop? It's life. So anyway, that's kind of like was my really bad point, was just being super lonely. Really, really lonely was the biggest thing, but also not having, like, yeah, I guess it was being really lonely and not liking my school. So lack of direction, lack of love. That was it. Just super bad combination. But went to Z House, then had my concussion. So then that was another whole awful year that really could have been avoided. Basically just like 10 months of being depressed. That was also probably one of the worst points ever. That was like situational depression, you know? I guess maybe that was depression. Like if you lay in bed 12 hours a day, you're probably not doing okay. Was never diagnosed or anything, but I certainly wasn't doing okay. I don't want to say I had depression or whatever, but I was bonked out. Jeez, man. So that was another really bad year. But guess what? Guess what made everything better again? Jesus, I'm seeing a pattern here. Maybe I should do another Xenos. Don't even start it. That's a joke. Yeah, man. That next summer, fantastic, dude. So happy. Just that wasn't a good relationship I was in, but finally that gave me the push to get out of it. Yeah. No, Z House confirmed. It's not happening. Yeah, Z House will never happen again. Is the thing you guys gotta understand. It's never gonna happen. Yeah. So why is it never gonna happen? I have explained this so many times. Just don't even ask. Think about it. Think about it. Just think about it for a second. 5 YouTubers. It was helps 5 YouTubers. You need 5 YouTubers for that to work. How many YouTubers are there now of that group of 5? Until very recently, it was 2. At one point, it was only 1 because Lex took like a 4-month break. I'm not going to put it any more clear than that, okay? 2 and 2, man. Love you guys. Just listen. That's a joke. That's a joke. Anyway. It's funny because we all just hate when people ask us that now. No, it's like, dude, just think about it. Think about it. No, there will never be another group around zombies again from me. Anyway, fucking Lex. Little. Okay, there's no Z House happening, guys. There has been talk about maybe like a few of us who are friends, like maybe moving to somewhere together to like just live. I will say that, but like that would be in 8 months, and it's not going to be Z House, and it's like no, just like don't be like, oh, Z House confirmed. Oh my god, no, it's not. Seriously, stop. Like, yeah, I might, you know, like think of it as like just I don't know. I've been thinking about maybe like this is crazy. I haven't talked about this with anybody. I don't think I want to say it yet. I did just say it, but yeah, thought about maybe like, fuck, I don't want to talk about it because then people will be like, oh, you doing that? It's like, dude, it's 8 months away. Stop, get away from me. No, that's it. I'm gonna leave it at that. There was a conversation where people were like, hey, it'd be kind of cool to live together, and I was like, yeah, I really miss you guys. Yeah, I just know that like there's probably at least one real life friend watching this right now, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, man, so like, dude, no, it's just a comment. Listen, dude, here you go. Sometimes I think about going to like Japan and the Philippines for like 3 months. Sometimes I think about buying a house. Sometimes I think about moving back to sometimes I think about getting back with my ex. Dude, I think about a lot of things. It doesn't mean I'm gonna do anything, okay? Thoughts go through your head. Also, if that was maybe a bad one, because in case my ex was watching this. But, you know, it's thoughts go through your head. It doesn't mean you're going to act on them. Sorry. It just triggers me a lot when people always ask about Z House, because it's like, man, it's been so long. Like, just leave it in the past. It's really hard as a creative. As a creator to escape the things that made you like. That made you, you know, that like defined you. And I think for me, I really like struggle to escape Z House because it's not something that's ever going to happen again. And it really bothers me when people like want it to come back because it can't come back. That's the thing. It can, even if Jack and Chucky tomorrow were like, I want to be a YouTuber again, it just, I don't really think it could come back, and it would disappoint you. The second Z House disappointed you, accept it, you know? Yeah. You know, it's like, yeah, cherish those memories, man. Nothing is forever. That's what I'm so big on, you know? It's like, people are like, why isn't the SmithSquad podcast back? It's like, dude, I did that for like 3 years, you know? Not everything is meant to be here forever, you know? You gotta, you know, try new things, like grow. You can't just hold on to these things that you like, you know? There's a reason I don't do this every week, because I think I got through most of my thoughts and ideas. Like, I love doing this, but I don't want to do it consistently, you know? Same with Z House. It's just like you gotta get through it. So, yeah. Sorry, we took a huge detour. Sorry I yelled at you guys. I love you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, is Tim in here? What's up, Tim? Tim Hansen having a kid. What? Is Tim in here? Everyone's saying, what up, Tim? Tim's here, I guess. Oh, there he is. Dude, what? I didn't even believe it the first time I read it. I was like, what? Tim's having a kid? Holy crap, dude. What the heck? She's in labor right now. What? Dude, that is insane. That is like, the thought of having a kid is so terrifying. Like, here I am just saying, like, dude, I can't have a girlfriend. I don't want to be committed. Like, the thought of having a kid terrifies me. But damn, dude. You're in a good spot, Tim. I think it is. I'm really, really happy for you that your YouTube career has blown off, because that's gonna, like, it's gonna be super having a good source of income, like, especially at your age, is hard to come by, and that's gonna make things, you know, really really easier for you. That is ridiculous. Tim's out here having a kid just watching my podcast. Yeah, best advice you can give to be his father, dude. It's gonna be hard. Like, you know, you're young. I don't know. Do people want to give advice for Tim or for? Thanks, much love, man. Yeah, dude, absolutely. You know, because it's not gonna be easy. You know, like, you're young. You know, I don't want to just give you like a blind congratulations. Like, congratulations, dude. Holy shit. But, you know, realistically, like, having a kid that young is challenging. People do it, and you're really, really lucky. Like, you are in such a good spot, because you do have a financial support system. So that's fucking awesome, man. I'm happy for you. But you're gonna be busy, dude. Holy, you're gonna be busy, Tim. Whoo! Oh man. You should get an editor, Tim. That's my advice. It's like, do you have fatherly advice? My advice is get an editor, dude. Yeah. Yeah, you are in a unique spot. Like, you know, I'd be worried for you if, you know, you didn't have a job. But that's what's so great. Also, I know, Tim, you were talking about getting a Patreon. I think like, I don't know if you did that, but I think that's a really good play, because, like, you know, YouTube isn't steady, and, you know, I mean, like, we've seen the last few months, like, CPMs just went, so I think, oh, he closed it. Okay, well, fair enough. But anyways, if you are still thinking about that, I think it's, like, reasonable. You got too many people on it. I might reopen it with different rewards. Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, you got to seriously, like, value your time, man. Especially now. And, like, you know, if it's like, oh, like, $25. Like, I had a Patreon, like, years and years ago, and it was like $25 to play with me. But you get 100 people paying $25. It's like, you can't do that. You know, like, even if you're doing great games of 3 and zombies, like, okay, let's say it's an hour game. 30 hours a month, man. That's a lot, you know. So you can have rewards like that, but, like, you got to be like, listen, man, my time is valuable now, especially because you have a kid. Like, you obviously want to be, like putting so much time into that. I know my brother just had a kid, so I can only see it from that. But like, like those first years are so special and so important. And obviously you want to put so much time into that. So you got to value your time. And like, I think if I was going to, if I was going to have a reward like that, that's like playing with people, it sounds like, conceited and stuff, but it's like, you gotta like really, really value your time, man. And like, I know it's gonna sound crazy, because to say like, oh, an hour of my time is worth this much, but like $250, maybe $500, you don't want everyone, it's for the people who are hardcore into you that want it. And again, I'm not saying that out of like a greed thing, but it's like you just said, yeah, I have no time for 150 games. Exactly. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. I mean, for me, that's why I didn't continue the Patreon, because it was like $10,000 a game. Yeah. But maybe you want to make the Patreon a more passive thing, where like, I know Alt Shift X is a YouTuber I really love, who does like great videos, but his like YouTube formula isn't really so great for monetizing. He does like Game of Thrones. He does like TV and book reviews and stuff, and like recaps. So he was like big for Game of Thrones, but now he just did Westworld. And so his formula is like, I think if you pay like $100, you get put at the very end of the video. It's just like a quick shout out. Maybe like 500. Like, he would be like, thank you to these Patreon members, and McJohn, Hussein, Jillian, Young Plays, and Tundra, because they did like the extra like 250 or whatever. So something like that. And then yeah, exactly, no private games. Like, I think I don't, man, like, it is so time consuming. I would agree. But yeah, maybe some special vids, or maybe early access to videos, the ability to vote for next video. So like, hey, do you guys want to see this map or that map, or this and that? Maybe some private, like, Patreon only streams, or if you do streams and then unlist them, give them access to it, things like that. But yeah, like, I think the truly active ones are very challenging to maintain. So yeah, that's yeah. I think you got it handled, Tim. Yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing for you right now, man. Is just like, it's just gonna be like time management. Like, it's gonna be at like another level now. So Patreon seems like a good idea. People like, a little bit extra support, a little bit of extra security, because it's just, it's real now. But yeah, dude, I wish you the best of luck, Tim, and congrats, man. That is insane. And also, thank you for showing up. Yeah. Coffee or water, dude? Yeah, as I'm talking, like, don't too much dopamine. My rule with coffee, yeah, I will just straight up admit, like, I definitely am addicted to coffee. Like, my body is physically dependent on it. But more so than that, when I go, I'll take a week off coffee, and it's like, man, I just like coffee. Like, I just want it. But again, that's a habit I try to control. I try to be very smart about it. So if you drink coffee every single day, probably within like 2 months, you go off it, you're gonna have headaches. You're gonna feel really bad for the next few days. So I found 5 days on, 2 days off is enough to pretty much make it so that I don't I'm not physically addicted to coffee. So I don't know. That's my advice for drinking coffee. Don't drink it every day, because then it also stops working. I work 5 days a week, usually, sometimes 6. Always make sure to have 1 day off. But if I'm not working, no coffee. Working. Then the other thing I like to do is, whenever I go on vacation, no coffee. To me, coffee is like work.
And when I get coffee in me, I feel like I'm all anxious and I'm like ramped up. I'm like, I got to do something. And when I'm on vacation, I don't want to feel like that. Maybe like when I was away, I think I was doing like, so I was away for 7.5 weeks, and I think I had like 3 coffees that whole time, and maybe 4. Let's say max 4. But dude, Europe has like the best coffee. So that was like, oh man, I want to get like a nice espresso from this nice coffee place, stuff like that. But basically, yeah, caffeine addictions are no jokes, man. And you gotta like just be smart about it. Don't because again, once you take it every single day, you like, I guess for me, I've kind of accepted, like, I when I again, I was just saying, when I was in Europe, 7 weeks, like, again, like, very very like very occasionally I would get like an espresso from a coffee shop, um but maybe like once every 2 weeks, let's call it. um so when I go on vacation, I like to just go nothing, because it's like I don't need it, I just want it. And again, it makes me feel like in work mode. So um I think I think I figured out it. Oh, Adam. No, this Adam. Just watch if you watch any of my retrospectives, Adam. Dude, people asking who's Adam. Adam's like my oldest, one of my oldest friends. Like, I went to preschool with him, and he just plays zombies with me. Yeah. Yeah, so many people my age drink coffee, need coffee every day. I can never make my body rely on something, even if it's just coffee to help me in the morning. Yeah. You know what? It's so funny that I'm saying this, because like I've been on this schedule, 5 days on, 2 days off, for like 4 years. Very rarely, very rarely will I drink coffee on the weekends, and of course the one time, but it's because I'm doing this, man. Um, but yeah, you don't want to be addicted to anything, man. People, dude, the big one is weed. Like, people say like, weed's not addictive. It is. It is. Um, I mean, yeah, I certainly have friends who smoke weed every day, and it's like their appetite goes away when they get off weed. And same with same with whatchamacallit. Sleep. Hard to go to sleep when you're not smoking every day. You smoke for like a month straight, get off that, you're not gonna feel fine. Um, Man, Silver Shadow RT. People say alcohol and coffee are the adult drinks. I disagree and say water. Yeah, water is an adult drink. Drink water. Jesus Christ. If there's one thing you take from this, drink water. Don't drink pop. Don't drink pop. No excuses. What are you drinking, soda? Don't drink soda. Oh, you little tummy. I like my soda. No, dude. Drink some water. Be a adult, okay? Dude, Chucky. Maybe someone else likes, maybe Chucky likes, definitely Chucky. That guy would drink like 6 cans of Coke a day. Dude, no, that is so bad for you. Oh my god, man. Again, like, I'm not saying never drink. If you love it, do it. But Jesus, dude. Noah, what's up, Noah? Man, we got like everyone just occasionally coming through. Unsweet tea gang. Man, I don't even think tea is, dude, that like Arizona tea. Dude, there's so much sugar in it. No. Adult Noah. Water. And coffee. Water. Be an adult. I mean, like, actual tea is fantastic for you. That's an adult. Tea is an adult drink. But none of this sweet tea, none of this Arizona herbal ginseng lemon honey. No, dude. No. Okay, black. Okay, I got you. Man, you guys in the South, like, I never know with you. Like, sweet tea. We call, what you guys call sweet tea, we in Canada, we call iced tea. Yes, dude. Black tea, yes. Tea is an adult drink. Green tea, chai tea, chamomile, black tea, Oolong, or if you want to get spicy, British tea. Woo! Yeah, sweet tea is literally worse than soda. Dude, get off that, okay? Maybe once a week for like a little treat if you love it. But like, water. Water. Yes. What did someone say that we're getting all loose here? Oh, do you recommend any books? That's a great question. Yeah, I guess we pretty much covered everything. So now we're just kind of we're freeballing it now, man. Books. Yeah, I actually that's the other thing I've been trying to get into over quarantine is reading more. Dude, I love PewDiePie. Like, I know like PewDiePie's like it's so obvious to say because he's the most subscribed YouTuber, but he is on such a level that I just so much respect for him. He is like a lifelong learner, man. He's just, you know, he studies Japanese, and I see sometimes he's like on guitar a little bit, and you know all this stuff, man. I'm like, that's what it's about, you know. Highly successful, so consistent as a creator, but and adaptive, man. But I love that he always you know, once in a while he just throws in that he reads. I've been trying to get reading more, and I had this like bit of reading where I thought that like you had to read nonfiction, and so I wanted to read some really hard stuff just to like see what it was like. So I got Nietzsche. Whew. Those are some mental gymnastics, man. I might make it through 4 pages in half an hour. Hard to read. You got to go through it and interpret it. And I take my pencil out and I write in the pages, and I'm like, I think he's saying this, and it's challenging, but man, is it a struggle. Yeah, I just finished like a book that would probably be marketed to like, it would be in like the teens, like the young readers section of like a bookstore. It's called Leviathan by Scott Westerfield, and so it's World War One alternate history. So it's basically like World War One if they had way crazier technology than they did. So like there's 2 factions. Like it's a loose, it's a very loose World War One. So like Archduke Franz Ferdinand gets assassinated, and you follow the son of him trying to escape Austria and all this stuff. Leviathan, I know, right? Isn't that weird? Yeah, I just finished it last night. And so the British, like the Allies, they followed science in a way different direction, and so everything that all their machines and stuff aren't machines at all, but they're animals, and so they've learned to like refabricate beasts. So like they use like a whale, and they just like combine all these different DNA. It's like a whale and like some other weird animals that can like float in the air, and basically those are their zeppelins, or their blimps. It's like a whale with a thing attached, and like it's alive, and it's like this giant like ecosystem, and you know they've got like all these different animals, you know, that are their machines. And then the clankers are like the Germans, and the what were the anyway, Germany and Austria-Hungary. So they're like hardcore machines, you know, and they've got like basically like imagine Nikolai's mech suit from Gorod Krovi. They've got like those, but they're not that advanced where they're like, you know, they break down, and they're more powerful, but like they're still slippery. Really cool book, man. Really cool book. Again, like it took me like a week to read. It was so short. But it's just fun, and I really it's nice to just read something that you can get through quick and enjoy. I don't have the second book, sadly, so I don't know how it's going to end, but there's 3 in total. The other thing I just finished was Game of Thrones. Well, it's A Song of Ice and Fire are the books, except I didn't finish it because they're not finished. But I read the first 5. It's so funny. My brother, when the Dance of Dragons is the last Song of Ice and Fire installment, and so yeah, Game of Thrones. That released 2011. So I was in grade, I think I was in grade 9 when it released. And for that Christmas, so the next year, 2012, my brother got me the 5-part edition, which was like a big 5-pack bundle of all the books. And it says like, just the new Dance with Dragons. And I never got around to reading it because it was just so big. But finally, after Game of Thrones' disastrous ending, I finally got around to it. And anyway, I finished them. And it took me a year. Each book is like 1,000 pages. And they're really small. It was really hard. But, which author wrote Leviathan? Scott Westerfield, I'm pretty sure. So if you liked Game of Thrones and you hate the ending, highly recommend reading A Song of Ice and Fire. The first book is basically to a T the first season. So if you really are feeling lazy, you could skip the first book and like, as long as you know how season 1 plays out in the show, pretty much the same. 2 diverts a little bit. 3 it's more, and then 4 and 5 are just like not even the same. It's like they're both the same, but oh my god, dude, the books are so good. So anyway, other than those books, I'm trying to think. Like I'm reading like 2 years ago, crazy story, 2017 I think, 18 maybe. Jordan Peterson, when he was like way up at his peak, just crushing it, everyone was loving him. He reached out to his like top 250 largest followers on Twitter. I happen to be one of them. He sent me a book. He sent me his book, 12 Rules for Life. I got like 2 chapters in, and then I think I had an exam, so I didn't finish it. Started reading that again. It's a tough read, but it's really good. Really tough read though. Oh, of course, Harry Potter. I mean, I've read those books like 3 times through. Oh my god, yeah. No, I am big Harry Potter nerd. Like, we had a trivia at our school, and back-to-back years, I think I won Harry Potter trivia, but didn't win either year. The first year, I actually had more points than the guy who won, but they picked the top 2. So I was like 30 for 30, and he was like 29 for 30. And they're like, oh, well, we're going to actually make it go to a playoff round, even though you won. And then I lost that. But I technically won that. Then the second year, I think they did the same thing. Or maybe we tied. And it was like a rock, paper, scissors. It was really stupid. But anyway, in my heart, I won both of them. So love Harry Potter. Listen to any new music. My big artist right now, you know who I really just like fell in love with? I don't know if anyone in Canada is familiar with the festival Osheaga. I went last year. Basically the best weekend of my whole life. I want to go to every single music festival ever now. Oh my god. Why haven't I been doing that? Why can't I do that this summer? Very sad. But anyway, I had plans to go this year again. And going through, like, it's really fun when concerts drop or festival like lineups drop, because you get to go through them and be like, oh, who's this guy and this guy and this guy. I love finding new artists. And a band that I hadn't known about, they're called the Struts. Man, really, really like these guys. I don't even know like what I would describe them as. Their singer is like, he's like himself, but he's got like an ounce of Freddie Mercury in him, you know? Like I hate to like even compare him to such a goat, but like he's just got like that sort of flair and like dramaticness in him, man. He's such a good singer. And I usually don't really appreciate singers, but I love this guy. Like, he just brings that, like, you know, like, it almost feels like theater at points, man. He's so good. And the band themselves are really good. No, so people saying this, you mean the Strokes? No, the Struts. The Struts, dude. You probably know some of their bigger songs. Like, they're not that big. Oh my god, yeah, they're not big at all. Their biggest song on Spotify is 46 million. So big, but like not huge. But man, Body Talks by the Struts, probably a good one to do. They've actually got a cover of it with Kesha, which is actually really good too. Yeah. So I've really been listening to the Struts a lot. Another band from them was Rex Orange County. He's a little more popular. Best Friend, Sunflower, Lovin' Is Easy. Some classics from him. Didn't know about him till this festival. Who else have I been listening to? I've actually been listening to Childish Gambino recently, like going back to his like Kawaii album from like years and years ago. Been listening a little bit to him. Mac DeMarco. Didn't realize I like him so much. I've known about him forever, but really like Mac DeMarco. Jack, or should I say Kennedy? Yeah, dude, I've been bumping Jack's new song. It's so catchy, man. Like, the more you listen to it, it just gets better and better, which is like the best kind of song. Rufus Du Sol. Could have seen them last year, actually, and I didn't. And I'm really sad about it, but I really like their music. Very moody, electric vibe. I don't even know what kind of genre they are. I mean, yeah, they're like electronic act, but they're... I don't know how I would like explain them. They're like they have a singer and a synth guy and a drummer, so it's kind of a cool little band. Red Hot Chili Peppers, yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers are good. 1975, I like them. My ex actually, she like I think 1975 were like her favorite bands, so I listened to a lot of them with her. I like them. Not my favorite, but it might just be me wanting to be contrarian to my to her. Also been listening to obviously Tame Impala. Like Tame Impala is never not in my rotation, and it's been in there for like years now. Like I think I discovered Tame in like 2014, and no, maybe 2015 because it was right before his new album, Occurrence, and like I go through phases where I like him more and less, but it just always been there. Like dude, Kevin Parker, like he's like the basically Tame Impala, is like probably my favorite artist. Oh my god, man. So yeah, do I like Josh? Yeah, man. I think it's like I really like am inspired by people I know that make music. So like Jack and Josh are pretty much the two that I like artists that I know. And they're really like, again, man, they're just really inspiring. Like it's just so cool to know people that are actually doing it. And Josh is doing it big, man. He's got a song with 61 million listens, which is so cool because I remember the second Z House, like driving around LA listening to so many albums ago now. Blessed. Or was it Blessed? It was Blessed 2. Yeah, it was Blessed 2 in 2017. And Josh was not that big then, man. And I was just like, damn, like he's really going for it. And it's so cool to see like he's actually like a very big artist now. That is so inspiring, man. That's big mindset, by the way. Like I know some people who like look at people with success and it's like they've got this gross like hoarder mentality on success. They think that like there's only so much success in the world, and if someone's successful that like it's less for them, and it makes them feel bad because it brings up their like repressed feelings that they're not doing what they want to be doing. And that is just a toxic mentality to have, man. If you see your friend going to improve themselves, working to make themselves a better human being, and that makes you feel bad, you gotta like seriously, you are toxic, and you gotta address those. It's that ruthlessness you gotta have and that honesty. But like some people, man, they don't like that. They see their friends succeeding and like it makes them feel bad, and they like, I don't even know if it's like a conscious thing for some people, but like they just want to put that person down. Like, well, he's just really lucky, and like get out of here, like don't even look at me, man. But yeah, dude, I see Josh, good for him, man. To me, when I see like what my genuine, it's almost like a little selfish in a way. But when I see someone achieve something, it makes me feel good because I know it's possible. That's what I see. Like I've been really into music lately. I've been working at guitar so much, just trying to like be a competent guitarist. And like I don't know if that's ever gonna take me anywhere. I certainly have passion about that. Like I would love to perform live in front. Man, that would be fantastic. And I don't know to what degree that could ever possibly happen. Oh, there goes my webcam. 1 second. I guarantee you someone's gonna comment, "Where's the webcam?" Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Someone's gonna say, "Where's webcam?" Now everyone's gonna say it because I said. But yeah, Josh A. He's a rapper, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Just give it a sec, guys. It's just gotta come back. It's gotta get the mainframe back online. It genuinely just might be too hot, so give it a sec. So what I do when my electronics heat up, really weird tip, if your electronic overheats, if you've got a cup of water, because you're an adult and you drink water, just like what I'm doing right now is I'm just resting my glass, like my glass of water is like half full, so it's not gonna spill. I'm not gonna get my water on my electronics, but it's a very wide base, so it's safe. Just put like a glass of water on top of the electronic, if it's your PlayStation or like for me, it's my camera right now. Water like does a really good job of absorbing heat. So it actually will transfer some of that heat. I know it's like bro science, but it actually works. So I think my camera might have overheated because it's like 74 degrees. For some reason, we live in Canada, yet, yeah, there we go. It wasn't working. The water trick, dude. So what was I saying? Yeah. How do I know Josh? I mean, he's friends with Lex. Like, he used to edit for Lex, and yeah, I mean, obviously, just through that, like, we've just talked a few times. I could have gone to Disney World with him or Disneyland, and I didn't. I'm really sad because I really want to meet Josh. Just like, I just want to meet that guy. He's really interesting, and I think like it's been cool to see him come up. But anyways, I was just saying like, seeing people succeed shows me that it's possible to succeed, and yeah, like I feel like, I guess, kind of wrapping this up and like, I mean, not like, there's someone listening to this, like they're like outside somewhere. I'm talking to you right now because like, this always was how I felt. Like, maybe you're at work or something, or you're just out for a walk and you're like, no, this is gonna run out. I like. So sorry. What I was trying to say. I love when like people are like, oh no, the podcast is. I know how good it feels to be listening to a podcast you're really enjoying, and then like you're listening, and they're like, okay, we're gonna wrap it up, and then someone's like, wait, I got one more thing to say. So it's like gonna end soon, but like I've got a little bit more to say. I'm talking to you. Whoever's out there listening to this. What was I saying? Oh, I guess to wrap things up, like for me, like my goal for like the following a year, whatever, is really just to really spend some time on myself and the things that I'm passionate about. That's what I'm really just like all about. I think that's what I want to work on. Just work on my main channel, balance Fortnite and zombies. Zombies is kind of like the more creative outlet right now, but I can't be doing just zombies because it's literally like I've had so many videos where I just lose money because like they just cost a lot to make, paying Roman, and they're getting demonetized, but it's okay because like balance. I'm fine, don't worry about me. Also, it's just that CPMs are really low right now. Normally it would be fine, but CPMs are really low, and zombies obviously doesn't do as well. But find that balance, like Fortnite and zombies. Working on a new channel, man. Feel great about that. Dude, guitar is so rewarding. Like, it's just this exercise in dismantling your ego because you're like, I am so bad. And you just like, sometimes I'll be like able to play a song like 90% speed, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'll just take that last 10%, and I do it. Then I do it sloppy, and it's like, man, if you can't play it right, just don't even bother playing it. So it's like, okay, no, let's actually back ourselves down, not even to 90. Let's go to 80%, where we're gonna nail every note, and let's work at 80. You know, let's not try to take what's not ours yet, but let's work. Let's work at that. And that's really fun thing about guitar that I've learned, that like not everything is like that, you know. YouTube is kind of just like go. But with guitar, it's like I really want to be, you know, practice makes perfect, and I really want to be like I want to play clean. I want to play things really well. And like I find when I play it at a speed that is well within my range and practice it there, you know, get that ego away, be like, okay, it's fine. This is where I need to be. Really hammer it there. Then I'll take it back up to 90%, and it feels great, you know. And then the 100% will come. Am I a strumming or a fingerstyle? I definitely love my lead. Like of the most I practice is definitely lead. By the way, don't do this with your guitars. I'm stupid. Actually, I'm just waiting for more stands to come in. So I only have one stand, and that's where I put my Strat on that because that's my nicest guitar. This guitar I actually do care about. That was my first guitar. I like it, but it probably has like a value of like $150 now. So I don't really feel too bad about leaving it there for like a few weeks. Don't leave your guitars in this spot like this for long term, because the pressure on the neck will kind of like, it'll just kind of mess with it. And some people were like, no, don't do that. I'm like, I know, I'm so sorry. I had my Strat there for one video just because I thought it looked really cool. And someone was like, dude, you are a psycho. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just not even for a video. So I like, I actually prefer, yeah, I'm more of an electric strings guy, but I find I sound better on an acoustic. How does that go? Sorry. It's been a little bit since. There we go. Sorry, it's been a little bit. I get all nervous, man, when I play in front of people, but it's good. It's I gotta get those nerves out. But I really like playing acoustic. Like, yeah, a few mistakes in there, but you know, it happens. Yeah. So this is a Tanglewood. Yeah, just the T. Some people are like, oh, is that a Taylor? No, I wish. Really nice acoustic guitar. My dad got this for me when I was like grade 9, so that was like really long time ago. I don't know. It's easier to sound better. Your mistakes aren't as amplified on acoustic. So like, I don't know. Yeah, little like. Oop. Oh man, I just tense up. Yeah, man. No, it's good. It's good actually to play in front of people because like, I mean, one, that shows like I'm not quite there with that lick. Like I know how to play it, but I'm not perfect. The best advice I ever heard for guitar, and I'm trying to learn that, is don't practice till you got it right, till you can play it right. Practice till you never get it wrong. So clearly, you know, like. So yeah, slow it down there a little bit, but it's like I know how to play it, but these are not bending strings. That's fun. What college you go to? Acadia. Yeah, I don't really mind putting it out there because I don't live there anymore. Can you play Queen? I actually, yeah. That's a fun solo, but I haven't learned it in a while. Ooh, here's one.
Good enough. Does anyone know that? Bonus, Ben, huge points if you know that. That's a great song. I'm kind of sloppy. Ooh. Someone got it though. Saltunis Bliss, Pranavre, you got it. Legend. Anyways, I don't know what else. What have I been working on? Mostly just electric stuff. Does anyone know that? Respect if you know that, because it's just a solo, but no Minecraft today. That's a weekday thing only. Oh my God, Black Dog. Man, it's been so long. Love your Minecraft series, but I want more. Yeah, we thought about maybe doing more stuff. It's just the big picture of your channel. Like, I want that channel to be its own thing, and I don't want it to just sit in the shadow of the Smith Plays. Like, I want to build an audience on that channel of new people that don't even know about the Smith Plays. And I'm scared that it's like, make it a Minecraft channel, then it's a thing that can stand on its own. If we start doing all sorts of games, it's gonna just turn into like just Smith Plays fans. So that's my thoughts there. Tell you what, we'll end this with a little spicy boy. Oh, blue. Oh. Oh, you know what I was playing before? You can tell because it's first person to get it. I got a shout out, I guess. Yeah, oh my God, you guys are quick. That doesn't sound in tune, does it? That is in tune? What? No, it's not in tune. Okay, so the first person that got it was Luke Chavez, and then Nerd Faced Pleb, and then Pranav again. Killing in the name of... Oh, wait. Yeah, bro, man, riots, dude, injustice in the States, dude. I'm getting my, man, Rage Against the Machine, dude. Heck yeah, America. Respect. I love, like, I mean, I know it's a controversial thing. I'm Canadian, but I respect the, you know, the anti-racist movement. Fuck yeah. Anyways, I was like in the mood. I was just seeing stuff on Twitter. I'm like, yeah. So, anyway. I hate that riff so much, but I love it. That wasn't very good. I felt that felt okay, but like that was, yeah. You just I just gotta learn to play through mistakes. But no, I can't do a retrospective on BO4 because it just came out. Yeah, maybe like some sort of review, but like literally you can't do a retrospective on a game that just came out. You know, because the whole point is like looking back on it, new eyes. um, why did I just forget that? Something I was working on. One of the hardest songs to play at speed in the world. Yeah. That's something like the more I play, the more like I'm because like when I bought this, so the reason when I bought this Strat, I it was actually like kind of a I guess like a so basically when my grandmother died, it was my last living relative, and my for my inheritance with her, like I'm already financially like secure and stuff, and I didn't want like that money just to sit as like an investment in the bank, or not all of it anyway. I want to be smart with it, but I didn't want it to all, and so like I wanted something to like remember like my grandmother and my grandfather by, and I really wasn't like I wasn't really like that into guitar yet, but I knew I was interested, and I thought like how cool would it be to get like a really nice guitar to kind of like something to remember them by. So with some of the inheritance money that I got from them, I bought this guitar, which is like I really love it because it's like it's something real. Like it's this is my favorite thing that I own is like a good it's a beautiful guitar, really, and like even for a Strat, it's really really nice. So the thing though is like I wasn't like an absolute like pro, or still not, but like I really didn't know what I was doing when I first bought this. But it's just been fun, like finally like with this guitar, like there's knobs on it and I'm like I don't know, like I don't hear a difference, but it's like there's obvious, especially like the bridge get a little more rock, and then the neck is kind of like but then like messing around with tone. So tone, like these are just things I've been learning, but it's really fun to learn stuff. Like so yeah, like this is like but I never experimented. I was like, why would you put the tone down? And then it was like and I was like, oh my god, I love the sound. Like, it's just really fun, like really learning it, because you can watch a YouTube video and like, explain it, but like I never got it. But it just like, it almost just sounds like a real, like this is just distortion, but like it's like fuzzy almost, you know? Sounds like underwater. It sounds great. Yeah, having a nice guitar can elevate your game. I think someone said it's like, it's like the last 10%, but it is still an important 10%. And yeah, like this guitar is kind of modeled after like a Telecaster. I mean, it literally like looks like one, but that's kind of like the tone I guess you're going for. But I mean, it's like it was like a $300 guitar, so it's for what it costs. Like it's a really good guitar, and it was great for a beginner. But yeah, it's certainly not like a great guitar, and you know, you don't need like an expensive guitar, but it certainly has helped drive my passion, because you can just get so. Ooh, that's loud. Like. Oh my god, my neighbor's gonna hit me. Wait. You know, but then like. Yeah, I mean, it's just so fun. Like, it's cool to talk about it because um, yeah. You should be the guitar player for Jack's new song. Man. Anyway. Yeah. Someone asked like how long I've been playing. So I learned when I was a kid. So like I got the very basics. I played like lessons for 2 years, and then I stopped playing, and then I took a course in high school, and I got like actually like decent for like a 5-month period. Like started learning some solos like and like I learned a whole lot of love. But then I stopped again for like years, like 5 years. And then just around the time of my last year at school, I started playing this thing again. And then that was like when my grandmother died, so I thought about getting this. And then that had me really on it for like, another month or two. But school, it just comes up and it's like, man, I got no time to play guitar. So last summer, I went to a festival, and of all people, Hosier was just like, wasn't my favorite artist to see, but it was just very inspiring. Like he's a real musician, and I was like, man, like it's just so awesome. I want to do that. Like I want to play guitar more. And so since then, I kind of started getting back into practicing, and I did like maybe 2 months, kind of no like real regimen, just practicing when I could. And then I was like, okay, I gotta get serious about this if I want to really improve. So I in November, I made a commitment to do 30 hours a month. And I've actually got a little whiteboard where I write my hours in every day. And yeah, it works for me. Yesterday, like some days I'll have crazy days. I played like 4 hours yesterday. A lot of practice. but you know, I was working. Actually, I was working on the second part of the solo for Pride and Joy, so it's like. Yeah. That's like as someone said what's E flat. I know, Jude. I know, but I don't want to bother. So anyway, that was what I was working on a lot yesterday. And that feels actually really good. But yeah, it's funny because like this one, I let you know, it's like it's interesting. Like you learn something and like I feel good about that, but then like letting it go. Like I feel like I've let the first solo go. Like. So we're gonna go up the tone here because I can't play it down here. Oh. Anyway, yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan is without a doubt my favorite guitar player, like ever. It's so cool because, like, you know, it's always like learn who you like to listen to, and I was like, I really like Jimi Hendrix, but like, his stuff's pretty hard, and I just like I don't like feel it. I don't know if that makes sense. And then I really like David Gilmour, and I can kind I can kind of feel something like I like when I listen to him, like, ooh yeah, like that, you know, like. Like there's just I feel that, you know, and I know I don't sound like exactly like him, but it really resonates with me. And like really like became apparent to me learning Crossroads by Eric Clapton. Like I only learned the first solo, but it just like it didn't personally resonate with me. Like sorry, I can't even play it, so what am I saying? But yeah, I can't even play it. Anyway, obviously can't play that well, but yeah, like I learned that, and it just doesn't like it doesn't make me feel anything. Like it doesn't resonate with me. And so like I started learning the second bit, which is like it's like I literally I've hardly touched it, but I ended up coming back to that, like working more on that Pride and Joy one, because like Stevie Ray Vaughan just like I feel it, and it really like gets me excited. And I think maybe that's I don't know, but I think, you know, people always say like learn songs you like, but learn them all the way through. And like, you know, I started learning the second part of the Crossroads solo, and I'm just like, man, like this doesn't really excite me, which I don't want to like stop. I don't want to stop learning it because I'm like, man, I've gotten this far. Like I'm over not really halfway through, like at least 40% through the song. And it's like, I'm not really all that excited about. Am I not excited because it's hard, or is it not resonating? And I kept going, but the more I play, I'm just like, don't really care for the solo. But yeah, Stevie is rewarding, man. Like, I just love that, like that's so good. Yeah. Um. So I don't know, but yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Like I would say, my two favorite guitarists right now are like probably David Gilmour from Pink Floyd and Stevie Ray Vaughan, which is not an uncommon people guitarist that people like. Why'd I get back? I think I reached. Why'd I get back into zombies? We'll end it with that. Yeah, this is gonna end. I got things to do. Although, one of those things was practicing guitar, and actually playing for you guys is good because that's a psychological thing, actually. If you are a master of something, when you play in front of others, you will actually play better because you basically go to your dominant reflex when you're nervous. And so if you're really mastered at like this piano bit or something, you will go to that and you'll be like so wired in that you won't play anything else. But if you're not good, like all the sloppiness comes out. So like actually it's probably good for me to play in front of you guys because it's like, oh, I messed up here and there. Someone said, yeah, guitar lessons, self-taught. Yeah, so I did like 2 years with a classic, guitar instructor, like older guy, taught me the blues, taught me like the pentatonic scale, a bit of bar chords, like the, classic like open chords and all that. That was like, it was good for me, but and he always told me to. He's like, if you want to take your guitar playing to the next level, you got to play with other people. And that was very good for me. Although I don't really play with a lot of people now. I have one friend who can play keyboard and he makes his own music, and we've jammed a few times. And I actually plan to do more with him once this quarantine's over. But do I learn from tabs? So I don't like people. So you shouldn't. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'll just say what I do. Yeah, I learn from tabs, but I don't learn from like just tab. I use like Guitar Pro, which will play this song as it goes over the tabs, and you can slow it down. So you can be like, okay, so like 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 7, you know what I mean? But you like I think the true thing is you can't do it everything. Like you should work on your ear, as well as a lot of people say, work to hear it yourself. So sometimes they'll be like, that doesn't sound right to me in the tab. And I'll listen to the song and I'll be like, no, that's not right. He's doing this. Or, maybe it's the right note, but it's like, oh, well, it makes a lot more sense to do it here. And actually the tone of playing it on this string is better than this string. So I learn from tabs. I usually do Guitar Pro because you get the sound and it, so you can kind of see. But I'll watch out for mistakes, one. And two is you don't get the technique from a tab. Like a technique isn't going to teach you like, oh, you have to pick this certain way, or like, with like Eric Johnson, one of the hardest things learning is, I think it's called economy picking, which is, you learn alternate picking. You just go up and down and up and down. But with Eric Johnson, like the speed that he plays, you can't do that because you need like sometimes when you're doing that, like the strings don't like it doesn't line up because he's like string skipping and stuff. So you have to like tilt your pick right and twist your pick a little bit, and like sometimes start from the bottom so that like when you go through it, like it'll mesh kind of like when you hop strings. But sometimes you just have to hop like that stuff you don't learn from a tab. And I had to like I feel like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, like I'm not that far out of that. Like I didn't really I didn't really understand that. And then I put a video of me playing Cliffs of Dover Road, and so I actually, of all people, Kevin Sherwood was like, hey man, like this might be interesting to you. And he pointed me towards a YouTuber who is all about like that really technical stuff. And then another person pointed out like, hey, at this section, it's doing another thing called hybrid picking, where you're doing fingers and picking, which is really cool. It's that. And then that's also like you're picking, and you're doing both, which is like, I don't know you do that. So yeah, I love you guys just talking about zombies. I'm not talking about zombies today. But yeah, there's like 4 people that do play guitar here are interested in it. I like learning from everything. Like I watch people play. I'll go to YouTube and be like, oh, okay, so he's doing this. Like, you know, feel real bad about myself because I'm like, holy crap, I'm bad. Like there's so many good players out there. But yeah, what's that Blunder? They play. Licks were so sick. Oh well, thank you. It's a good song for our beginners to learn. Oh, what pedals do you have? For me, believe it or not, like I guess I wasn't really a beginner because I had the basics, but I was like learning like stuff in my range, you know, like, oh, like this Led Zeppelin riff, you know, like what I was playing earlier, like you know, Black Dog, or like like, you know, just like easy, like AC/DC, you know. And it was like everything in my range didn't challenge me. And I believe it or not, I never started getting like better. I was learning songs, but I wasn't actually getting better at guitar because I was staying in my range. Never got better until I started learning Cliffs of Dover and realized how little I know. And that like one of the harder songs out there for sure. It just opened it up. I was like, you know, in the first solo, the first 30 seconds of that song have so many advanced techniques alone, and it's so hard, it's so fast. I was like, oh my God. And you know, I'm in this little bubble, and I was like, okay, I can now see that there's more. You know, I knew there was more, but I didn't like see it. Yeah. So I don't know. Find something that you like, you can't even start to play, and learn how it goes and play it at like 1% speed if that's all you can do. But then again, you know, I wasn't an absolute beginner because like I certainly knew like, I knew you know, I knew how to play like I was at that rock level where you're just learning like power chords and, you know, a little bit of fingering, you know, just like the pentatonic, like first position. So yeah, this is a really long podcast. Yeah, I know. Someone else with pedals I have. Right now, because I spent so much on that guitar, I feel like if I'm investing, like if I'm buying new stuff, whenever I'm gonna buy new equipment, I'm like, man, I should be putting that into YouTube, not like, you know, guitar. I don't need pedals. Like I don't need any of that. Like right now, I'm just focusing on getting better as a guitar player, so I don't need anything. If there's anything I really need, it's a new amp, because this thing is like 10 years old, and you could probably hear it's got a bit of a buzz to it, and it's not a great amp. But all I have is a Dark Mouse distortion pedal by Donner. It's like super cheap. Basically, it's like the Rat, if you know what that pedal is, like a fuzz pedal. This is like, yeah, I guess it's a fuzz pedal. Kind of. It's like a knockoff Rat, basically. Yeah. It's good. It's good. You can do some really cool stuff like 7 Nation Army sounds so good with it, and like you can get, yeah, like it's the only effect pedal I have, because my amp actually has like chorus and flanger and phaser in it, and a bit of reverb and delay, so like I don't really need anything, but I wanted something that would just give me a really dirty tone, and that is that. But I want to get like a real, like really like good, like maybe like the like muff pedal or whatever, like a really good fuzz, because I don't know. I think like the best, like a Strat, my favorite sound on a Strat is like that real like fuzzy sound. I don't think there's like any guitar that sounds better with that pedal, or that kind of pedal. I sold my pedal, or yeah, wah pedal. Yeah, 7 Nation Army. I mean, that's like a classic. But it sounds really, really good with this pedal. And then the only other thing I own is the Ditto Looper, which is like a real like classic kind of beginner pedal. And literally, it's like the most simple looper pedal ever. So, and then it'll just play whatever you just played into it over and over and over. So it's good for like learning timing and stuff, but it's also good for like practicing solos and all that. So it's kind of fun to use. Again, this amp is getting old, and if you use this with the distortion side, it just like cuts out and kills it. So I need a better amp. But yeah, the only two pedals I own are these two guys right here. I just got them recently. I got this like a few months ago, and I got this for Christmas. But yeah, for where I'm at as a guitar player, I just want to focus on getting better. And I my worry is like my thought process about it is so the guitar, like it's a guitar that's good enough that if you were good enough, you could sound like, like you give Jimi Hendrix that guitar, you're gonna get like Little Wing exactly. On that guitar, you couldn't get Little Wing. Like you could, Jimi Hendrix could get it like 90% there, but it's just the equipment, it would limit like a little bit. So the reason I wanted to get into this guitar too is like I'm not limited by my sound. Like it's kind of a scary feeling because it's like, okay, well, it's just like true. It's like, yeah, I'm just like I can't play it good enough, but I know it's like, okay, if you give a professional guitar this, like someone, if you give a professional this guitar, they will sound amazing. So I guess to me it felt nice to not be limited. But I just don't want to like get into a ton of pedals because I want to like establish like my ability before I were to like just have a million pedals, you know what I mean? Pokemon on Nifty Sith, maybe, hard to say, we'll see. So anyway, yeah, now that you guys got me on guitar, like clearly like I'm clearly like very passionate about it because I could talk about it forever. Hey, thanks, Dev. Appreciate it, man. Trying my best. Yeah. So I think for music stuff, my next purchase has to be an amp. I will yell at myself if I don't get an amp because this amp has been through a lot. So I got this amp. I've had this amp longer than my YouTube channel, which some amps can handle it. I got this amp when I was 13 and I'm now 24, and it's not like a good amp. So it's like, oh yeah, people asking where's Nifty Smith. We're not daily, we're 5 a week, so we're hitting Monday to Friday. That's our goal. Man, an orange, says Joe. I was gonna talk about zombies, but dude, guitar. more excited about guitar than zombies for sure. Yeah, so for amps, I'm thinking maybe an orange. Like, so I was like, okay, like maybe a Vox, maybe a Marshall. And then I heard a orange, and I'm like, that sounds really nice. Like, I don't know if this is right, but to whoever said that knows about orange amps, yeah, Marshall tube. I don't really like. It's gonna be a practice amp in an apartment building, but I want something that's like can go kind of loud. Like this is a 30 watt amp. 30 watt. So it can go pretty loud. Like I play it at like a 3, But I don't want a tube amp because like you have to kind of like get those louder to sound good. But yeah, orange sound really nice. Get a double tag then. Yeah. No, I get kicked out. I yell enough in this room as it is. Orange, to me, like, I don't know if this is right, but an orange amp sounds like... It sounds like a... So I love this analogy. A Vox amp is just like a Marshall amp that smokes a pack a day. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? But the orange sounds like maybe it smokes like 1 cigarette a day. And it's just got like a little bit, but it also sounds like really good clean. And while I love the sound of the Vox, I felt like it might limit me because I'm only gonna, you know what I mean? Like I would only be able to play the, I feel like I'd be kind of like limited. I know Vox can sound better clean, but like, yeah, I don't know. I really like the Vox, but I feel like it's just like too specific for like a practice amp. Oh, a virtual amp. I have thought about that maybe. That'd be kind of cool. You can get the tube amp tone. Yeah. Do I play any zombies? I don't. I definitely, to be honest, I do not play zombies just for fun. I think the thing is, I really like making videos about zombies, but it's not really fun to just play. Like just playing, I have done that. So the games I play offline are usually like Game Boy games, like just like really simple, like Fire Emblem ROM hacks, Pokemon ROM hacks. Yeah, I don't really game a lot because like it's my job, so I never feel the need to. When you get the idea to start playing guitar, to get back into it, as I said earlier, just seeing Hosier play live, I was like, he is Jesus. Like Hosier is literally Jesus. Of all people, Hosier. Yeah, I went to the concert to see Tame Impala, and that was just like, that was probably the best hour of my life. I've not played the new Fire Emblem at all. Is it for Switch? I might get it if it's for Switch. Don't like Nintendo DS, man. I don't even want to play on that system. Specific song that got me into guitar? No. But I will say, like, I think, like, I like to believe that there is a bit of a musical, like, how do I say it? Like, I feel like even from a young age, I was more into music in a deeper way than people around me. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but it always felt to me like all my friends were listening to like, oh, the new hit pop song, you know, which at the time was like 50 Cent or this and that. And I never really enjoyed a lot of that music because I didn't feel like I didn't really enjoy like the instruments in it. And most people to me that are into music are like, oh, I love these lyrics, like it's fun to sing along. And even as a young kid, like I never got that. I was just drawn to like AC/DC. I was like, oh, this guitar sounds awesome. Like, oh my God, it just like, yeah. And then, you know, I started getting into like older rock. Like, I mean, Led Zeppelin is probably one of my, I mean, still like, their talent, their raw talent, it's so like apparent in all their songs. And that always stood out to me. And looking back, I'm like, that's really weird for like a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old to be like listening to the drum fills on like Dazed and Confused from Led Zeppelin 1, being like, oh my God, this is so good. So I don't know. I was always like weird as a kid in that sense. Like I really liked instruments in music, and Led Zeppelin was like the king. Like I just remember Dazed and Confused, man. There's like after like it'd be the guitar solo, and then there's this part in the drums where he's just like. And I'm like, so yeah, I think I wore the Zepp yeah, I was like that kid. Like I was 100% that kid. But like also wore it in like university, you know, because I just, yeah, heck yeah, man. New Fire Emblem is for Switch. I'm gonna get it. So I think I've always been really drawn to music, and even like just recently, you know, with my ex, like she was really into lyrics. And I'm like, but that's so boring. There's so much more to a song than just lyrics. Like you're not even, so yeah, like the beats, the samples. Yeah, like that's what really like excites me in a song. It's all of it, you know? So I think like I always, as a younger, I was more into music than like the average kid. Well, I think the first time that showed was like, I was listening to Smoke on the Water at lunch break. And mom's like, what? You listen to like music from my era. So yeah. Oh, what guitar pick? The Jazz 3. I don't think it's gonna show, but yeah, it's like a sharp pick, very good for playing quickly. I think like most people use it. I wasn't like other girls. Yeah. Yeah, Woody's gamer tag, man. Dude, love Woody. Man, I actually have been listening to the last few Painkiller alreadys. Like, once in a while, you know, I got a flight or something, or like something, I will download a Painkiller already episode podcast. Just find someone I like, maybe from a few months back, and just, you know, maybe it's like, I like Harley, that he's on that a lot. I like Quebblecop. I really like Jericho. I think it's because they're all YouTubers. I like listening to like the guys, but also I like listening to just like these, you know, very successful YouTubers to hear what they have. But they had their 10-year anniversary. So I listened to the one before it, that one, and I've listened to like 2 since. And man, their podcast is like they're just still going strong, which I think is fantastic. I'm so happy because like I love Woody. Always like dude, he was like the dad of the internet back in the day. So it's, you know, I mean, I know he's like crazy successful from his Minecraft server, but it's cool that they're still doing that. It's, you know, you can tell like they just enjoy it. Like it's enjoyment first and foremost. Because obviously, I mean, like, you know, it's like FPS Russia, and then this guy that, you know, like I'm sure Woody probably made millions off of his Minecraft servers, you know, because like those were really good. I know people made a lot of money off those, but it's just cool. Like, yeah, I love that podcast, man. Anyway, someone asked what got me back into zombies. Just kind of being bored with Fortnite, honestly, and being ready to come back. Like I didn't feel like I had to come back to zombies. And as stubborn as this is gonna sound, I think part of the reason I wanted to leave zombies was to prove that I'm not just a zombies YouTuber and like not tied to that game and not dependent on that game. Yeah, maybe it's a little petty, but I just wanted to, I think I wanted to push myself, and I didn't want to feel like I, as a YouTuber, could only succeed in zombies. And I went out to Fortnite, and I did everything I hoped to achieve. Actually, I did better. Like my best month was on Fortnite, like season 4 and 5, like that summer. But anyway, yeah, Fortnite got boring. So I think a good balance for me is going to be zombies and Fortnite. Yeah. Best advice for a really boring person: do more. Yeah. I love your Minecraft and all your zombies vids, but you'll always be the best. And all your vids, but you'll always be the best zombie YouTuber ever. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Like, as much as, you know, the one thing I will say is like coming back to zombies, it's like, oh yeah, like this. I'm like, yeah, this is like this is kind of like my domain. Like this is like a thing I'm actually good at. And I'm not good at Fortnite, and I'm not a high rounder. Like I'm not, dude. The high round community is like, they sometimes fuss at me because they're like, oh, he thinks he's good. I'm just saying, like, I'm not like, I'm a perfectly fine zombies player. I'm not a god, but like I can do everything I need to do for my videos, and like, yeah, like okay, here's the thing: is I'm bad at video games, so it's the only game that I'm good at. But you know, dude, people fuss at me so much for saying that. They're like, "You're not good. You can't even get to round 100 on you know, transit." Or, dude, it's not about that. I don't got time. I don't care. But I'm just saying, like, again, high rounds are cool, and I don't like have anything against it, because I know I can't, like, I'm not good enough to get to a high round. But anyway, I'm very happy with my ability as a zombies player, because I know how bad I was at Fortnite and still am, and how, like, there's just different levels, you know. Like I was like a 2 out of 10 at Fortnite, and still like in the top 50% of players, because that's how good people are at Fortnite. And then zombies is just easy. Like, yeah, it's just an easier game mode. But I mean, I'm certainly not the best in the zombies community. Like all the boys are like, no, like I would say Pizza's probably the best zombies player, and probably Noah, just because Noah is good at every video game on the planet. Like, God, I wish I had that ability. Lex is really good. All the boys are really good at zombies. So yeah, not that good at zombies, but it's my best game for sure. And it feels good to just like hop on, you know, Nuketown and just bang out a challenge in one go. I'm like, yeah. So yeah, Lex is grinding on Twitch. Yeah, I was actually talking with Milo and him, and, you know, just saying like, dude, do more than just zombies, because that's the thing is like the zombies community will they will suffocate you if you let them, and you gotta like you can't do just zombies content, you know. I mean, unless you want to do just zombies content, but you know, with his Lex Lounge, like his second reaction channel, I told him, I was like, dude, if you just keep reacting, like I love when Lex reacts to my videos, like it's like the best part of my week, honestly. He's so good at reacting. But I was like, dude, if you only react to zombies content, it's just gonna be another zombies channel in a different format. And you are better than that. And like Lex is legitimately like, I think one of the best reaction channels on YouTube because he has such a good personality. And it's so interesting to watch him react to stuff. So yeah, you know, it's just like, you know, I like that I can just be like freely like to everyone who's like in the zombies community. I'm like, yo, you guys are clingy. But it's just like, you know, you just like it's so hard to get tied into a single game as a creator and then like not be able to leave. Lex has so much potential. Yeah, like no, how long are you just lurking or what? But yeah, I'm glad you said that because like he is such a he's such a character. There's no one on the planet that is like anything even like him, you know? Like, you know, you guys watch me. Hey, listen to the vibes. Nice. Like I'm Patrick Smith, but I promise you, like there are people out there that are quite similar to me. There is no one that's like even in the same dimension as Lex. Like he is such a unique human, and I want to see his Twitch go big, and I want to see him do more than just zombies. Like if I could tell Lex what to do, well, I did. I mean, me and Milo both were like, dude, you should do something. You should do beyond zombies because he has so much potential. Yeah. But I think the reaction channel, man, as much as reaction channels are like, I kind of don't like a lot of them. I know, I guess I'm saying this too because he's like my friend, but I really like Lex's reaction channel. There's so many bad, like, oh my god, dude, there's so many bad reaction channels. Oh my god, dude, it's like what? But yeah, that guy's he's got the personality to be more than just zombies, you know. So I think he's just gotta break out of it a little bit. But he is doing more stuff, you know. It's just hard because like you start doing zombies content on a channel as a zombies YouTuber, then those videos start to do well. Your other videos don't do as good, and you're like, oh, okay, you know. So it's just, you know, you got to diversify. I think anyway. I think I'm happy with how I've done it. I certainly made some mistakes of how I transitioned, but yeah, you know, I'm pretty content with what I've done, and it's kind of cool how I've ended back up with zombies. But you know, I'm doing more now, so like that's basically like I think I'm happy where I'm at as a creator, and you know, I think I'm setting myself up in a position where I don't have to just do one thing or two things, you know. This November, like Pokemon Sword and Shield dropped, and man, like that was like my channel for that month. You know, I got a video with 1 million views on Pokemon, 800,000, 500,000, you know, 340,000. You know, like those are amazing numbers. Those are better numbers than my zombies videos are doing right now. So, you know, I did a few Minecraft videos, which didn't do as well, but like 250K, 320K, 170K. I mean, it was kind of the Fortnite boom, but or Minecraft boom last summer, but like it feels really good to be able to put out other videos and have those actually do well. Apex was another. I only did 2 videos on Apex, but both got over like 500,000 views. So I actually, no, if you're still here, like I think of anybody, Noah has done the best transition out of zombies because now people just understand, like, Noah's just gonna post what he wants, you know, and like, you know, he's gonna post zombies when there's new stuff to post and when there's something interesting, but he's not just gonna kill himself posting nothing but zombies. And like, I don't think anyone's gonna scoff at that. Like, that's pretty respectable, you know. So yeah, but I think I'm happy with the job I've done. Certainly controversially when I left zombies at first, but yeah, you make mistakes, you live and you learn. So anyway, yeah. I still play zombies when I actually enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I've seen you do like Warzone. I've seen you do Apex. Like, it's cool, you know. And I kind of I'm trying to do a similar thing. Obviously, like, we have very different content, but you know, like when Pokemon came out, I was super excited about that game, so made videos and surprisingly did well. So yeah, if a new game comes out and I'm interested, I'm just gonna make videos on it. I think that's the thing, you know. Actually, and even with like Fortnite, like there's a new season coming in a week. I'm just like, you know, it's gonna be no zombies for a week or two, but this is what it is. You know, there's Fortnite content. There's no zombies content, right? When the new zombies game drops, no Fortnite zombies. Another game drops. So yeah, I'm feeling really good with the main channel. And it's fun having like a little side project with Nifty Smith, because it's I guess I'll end it on that. Pat, you will do Pokemon card streamings with me if I. Pat, will you do Pokemon card opening streams with me if 8 months from now works out? Yes. Actually, I would, Noah. Give me 1 sec. That's so funny. So one of my largest regrets as a YouTuber is like back 3 or 4 years ago, Pokemon was really popular, and I was making Pokemon videos on top 10 trends, and I made one video on this channel. It's got like a Gengar in the thumbnail, and anyways, that got like 2 million views, and I'm like, why didn't I just make a ton of Pokemon videos? There was a good video. Anyway, one of the things I got when I was getting interested in making Pokemon videos was like 8 million. Look how many packs of Pokemon cards this is. So yes, I never opened these. These are like 3 years old. But yes, Noah. Okay. Anyways, I am so sweaty. It is 75 degrees in here, and plus humidity. So, oh yeah, I was just gonna end on Nifty Smith. So yeah, Roman is my editor for my main channel. He is a driven guy. Like, Roman is next level. You know, like he's one of those people. Like, when I met, I was just like, this is a person I want. You know, I want working with me. And so he came to me right after I got back from Europe, and he's like, hey, this is crazy, but I see an opportunity here. Like, I have a style I want to try to emulate, and I think we should try. I think Minecraft is the game to do because it's got unlimited content. Would you like to start a channel with me? So Nifty Smith is not just my channel. It's me and Roman's channel. Like he's like, I guess like we don't have a corporation or anything, but it's like he is like 50% of the channel. He owns 50% of the channel. And so we're partners. I'm not paying him, but we're actually we're partners right now. So that's really cool because I know I can't run 2 channels at once, but we are partners. So he covers things sometimes. He can't hit that upload. I got the upload, you know? That's what's fantastic, you know? I'm helping, like, he's bringing his set of skills, I'm bringing my set of skills, and we're working together to do something that's bigger than both of us, hopefully, anyway. Like, I mean, I'm not the best Minecraft player yet. Hopefully I'll get better. But I know, you know, like, at least know how to, like, record videos, and I'm a YouTuber kind of side of it. Been working on thumbnails. Thumbnails aren't really all that great yet, but I actually just finally found a guy to help us with that. And, you know, I've got like the YouTuber knowledge behind it. He's got the editing knowledge behind it. And together, I think we're gonna do some really cool things on that channel. Yeah, our thumbnails aren't good. Like I'm not like I'm like yeah, okay. But I just actually got a guy today who's gonna do our thumbnails, and they're better. So it's exciting. It's very exciting. I did start it. Yeah. So anyways, how did I meet Roman? Okay. Oh my God, guys. I gotta go. 3:30. What do I have to do today? I got my list done. Podcast. I gotta pay Roman. I gotta do my emails, might get groceries, and buy some Bitcoin. So that's my list. Okay, because actually the biggest thing I thought I had to do today was a Fortnite list, but I got it done before this podcast. So Roman actually, so I started a channel with Matt like 2 years ago called Top 10 Trends, day trading Bitcoin. No. I just actually I don't want to buy Bitcoin right now, but I need to set up a thing with a like a seller, because I wanted to buy Bitcoin when that last little crash happened, and I ended up not like I was with Quadriga, which basically scammed like millions of people. I didn't have anything in there, so what I was doing with Quadriga was I was buying and then instantly taking it out. But because I didn't have anything set up, I was like, I can't buy anything for like a few days because I'd have to get it set up with my bank. So anyway, and he never addressed it, or not that I know of, not on Twitter or anything, man. It's weird. The second yeah, so I gave up on that other podcast. I talk about it at the start of this. Just we do some housekeeping things at the start of this. Yeah. How did I meet Roman? So yeah, second channel with Matt. That was kind of like when top 5 channels were like really at their peak. I think we got in a little bit too late, but well, kind of, yeah. Like anyway, you know, like there were a few big ones, but I can't even remember them. So we did that, and then we had a few editors, and Roman actually came to us. He hit us up through the business email. He's like, "Hey, I like what you guys are doing. I'd love to work for you." And we're like, "Okay, great." And Roman was like, you know, that team, there were some really good people in there, but like, you know, there's like good that you would like expect from an editor, and then there's like, holy crap, dude, like you got that to us in like 4 hours, and it's better than the people that take like 2 days. And Roman was just so consistent. And so when I left Top Trends, because I went back to school to finish my degree, I just didn't have time for it, and I really wasn't all too happy with it. It just felt like kind of there was no real passion in it for me. It just felt like a real business. So I left, and basically I pretty much just gave the channel to Matt. But I was like, if you're cool with this, I would really like Roman to come work on my channel. And so that was right around when I started making Fortnite videos. And that basically allowed me to finish my degree at a reasonable pace because I wasn't editing all day. And yeah. What was the name of the third VO guy? Mitch, dude. Yeah, man, Mitch is so good. I hope, I don't know, I haven't talked to Mitch in a while, but I hope he's doing well, because, man, Mitch was a legend, dude. Yeah. Yeah. No, and I'm not even meaning just Mitch. There were a few people that were working on that channel that were really cool. That was kind of like a fun venture. You know, it was like yeah, Mitch, son of a Mitch. If anyone wants to go hit him up, and if you know that channel, you know Mitch. He's a great entertainer. Yeah, Mitch is hilarious. So with that, where was I gonna go? That was like a fun experience because I got to, I got to learn like a more business oriented approach to YouTube, which has ultimately helped my main channel, because I was like, oh, having an editor is really, really key. And yeah, but the thing is like I did all those Pokemon videos, and like looking back, it's like I should just started doing Pokemon on my channel, because like I could have been like consistently a Pokemon channel and zombies, whereas on that channel it was like Pokemon once a week and you hit a viral, you know, but you weren't like, I think I think that content would have worked a whole lot better on my main channel. Yeah, other than that, I'm happy though. I'm happy I went in with that with Matt. Going into a business with a friend, wouldn't recommend it. Me and Matt did it well. We're cool, no problems. Certainly like stress here and there. You know, he'd be like, "Hey man, like I need you to get this," and I'd be like, "Hey man, like meh, 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 meh." But you know, we were very cool. But I don't ever want to go into business with a friend again. You know, like I think I think that went about the best as it could. Like, you know, like it was like a 5 out of, you know, like maybe let's say it was a 6 out of 10. Like, the channel was really successful, so business wise it was good. But like, I think going into business with a friend, like 6 out of 10 is the best you're gonna get, because there's gonna be stressful points, and it's like you have to deal with the fact that like you guys are running a business together, and like sometimes, you know, you got to talk that like in ways you wouldn't have, you know, you gotta have conversations that friends wouldn't have. You gotta talk about money and hey man, I need you to work harder, stop being a lazy, you know, piece of shit. That's what Matt would tell me. He would say that every day. I'm just kidding. We never said that to each other. But anyways, it went the best it could. But it's just too much stress on a friendship, and I've you know, I value my friendship with Matt way too much to want to, you know, have any stress, you know. Plus, we had a successful channel, you know, so you know, it was like, oh, we're doing good. But I couldn't imagine if it was like not going well, and you know, like one of us were lazy and like weren't doing our work. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Matt's just like a really good friend of mine, so I wouldn't want to go into anything with him just because like I just don't want to put any stress on a friendship, you know. Yeah. I mean, me and Roman are friends, man. Like, dude, I talk to Roman so much, but I think like the thing is we started through business, so like, you know, we're business, you know, we're on business, so we work really well together. Yeah, it's like living with friends, exactly. Like I live with my best friend, who to me is like really, I would say like more of a brother. Like we've always just kind of had this interesting connection that like people are kind of like weirded out by, because like I can go months without like talking to him, and we're just like we're good. We will be like friends forever, even if we don't talk for like a month or two. We're not like, you know, friends like fade, you know. We're not like that. Like he literally comes to my family like Christmas events. I went down south and I didn't have a girlfriend at the time, and everyone else had significant others, so like my whole family brought someone. Like I brought him, you know what I mean? It's like we're like he's like family. And so like living with him is like, you know, living with a family member, which some people might hate, but you know, we're super cool. And then I live with him and his girlfriend, and it's super cool. But yeah, you know, like it's like what Troy, I'm watching Community, and like one of the characters like wants to live with his best friend, and it's like, you know, too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing. And you know, I've told some of my friends, like, I don't know if I'd be comfortable living with you. And it's like, man, you know, people will take that as like a bit of a dig to their ego, which, you know, it's not, I never would say that to be like mean to a friend, but it's like, man, you know, not everyone is meant to live together. And, you know, I've had like multiple friends where we were talking about maybe moving in, and it's like, looking back, I think I'm glad it didn't work or didn't happen, because again, it just adds the stress on your friendship that it can be bad. But also like it can be really good, because I moved in with another guy who like, you know, it made us infinitely closer living with each other. So, you know, yeah, but living with someone else, you gotta be on the same wavelength. And a lot of my friends like are like really up here, and I love them because of that. Like, cause I'm usually like kind of a low end, like I'm not low energy, but I'm just like calm, and they're like, and they're just like crazy and wild. And like, I love them for that energy, because I get to go and be like crazy. But me and like my roommates now are like, we're pretty chill. Like we, you know, you know, like whatever, like we're relaxed, and it's like, we're at a low level. And I think you need to live with people that are like the same level as you, cause you can kind of like lose your mind. Like, yeah, you know, I mean, like the Z House guys, like it was great. It's great because it was only 2 months, but like I don't know if I could live with like that house for a year. simply because it was just so much energy. Like, it was so fun, but I think like I think like I would just go insane, like living in that level of insanity for so long, like staying up till 4 a.m. talking and like random dance parties breaking out. Like, it was so fun, but I know, like, personally, I'm a bit introverted, and like I think I would lose my mind a little bit. So I don't know. Yeah, like, it sounds like Lex, like living with Lex for a year. Um, but like, it's so much fun, like, like on all those guys, there's so much energy. I think honestly, like, I think, of any, actually, I think one-on-one I could live with any of those guys. It's like the house, you know what I mean? It's like us combining together, because I was like, well, I could probably live with Lex. I was like, well, I could probably live with Matt. I was like, well, I could probably live with like Jack. I probably live with Chuggy. Okay, but it's different, like, in one-on-one versus the house as a whole. It's just, also living with 5 people is a lot. Yeah, I like how we all knew he meant Lex. Yeah, but like, Lex's energy transfers upon you and turns you like to an insane, like, high energy person yourself. Like, his enthusiasm and just like energy is super contagious. So it's like it transfers to everyone. And then you've got like Lex is at a 10, and anyone who was maybe at a 5 is now like at an 8. So everyone's just like, ah! I will say, Jack, definitely the most thoughtful roommate, I think. Not a dig at the other 3 guys, but I remember at the first Z house, he did so much to set that up, and then actually Matt did the second one. God, now I feel bad, because, like, you know what I mean. But I just remember, like, that first Z house, like, getting there, and Jack had like YouTube pillows and like all these little things. I was like, oh, that's so cool. He had like perk bottles and all this crazy stuff. But that's also true. Yeah. But just, that was like, I remember that really, like, I always really liked that. Yeah. Yeah. And he picked me up from the airport. But yeah, I could definitely live with all those guys one-on-one, I think. How many Nocturne tones was the Z-House? The Z-House was probably like 1 Nocturne totem. No, the Z-House was 1 Nocturne totem. Oh man, I want to live in the Z-House again. I really do. I really would love like a good just 2 months of that energy. Oh, what's up, Pro No Scope Gamer, the mod? Yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna end it there. Yeah. Marvel or Star Wars? I prefer Marvel, but whatever. Yeah, guys, man, we've been going for so long. This has been great. I just got to have a conversation with myself, but you guys listened, so now I'm not a crazy person. Yeah, man, I miss all my YouTuber friends. It's just like it's so sad to, like, the thing about YouTube is like it's got such an interesting like curse to it, that you as it becomes a job, you have the most freedom, like, of for much more freedom than any other job, because you're self-employed. So like you can go live, like, you can travel whenever you want. But it's so cursed that benefit, and I mean, I'm not complaining. Like, it is, dude, it is a privilege to be a YouTuber. I am so lucky. Doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with it, though. And the curse is that you don't get to be surrounded by other people like you. And after a while, I find it really becomes like, it just feels like my job isn't even real, because I'm just talking to a computer, and then I go up and I see numbers and I see text, Hey, what's up, JC, the man himself? Dude, I love how many people have been in here. The thing about being a YouTuber is it doesn't even feel real unless, like, we do these trips, like me and the guys, like, well, last summer, last time I saw everyone was in August. We all went to Noah's, and then you're with people that make videos too. And all of a sudden it's like not on this like unreal, like the internet's not like a, the internet's like, it's like not even like a real place. It's not a place in the real world you can go, and it's just like not tangible. But then you see people that you work with online, and you meet up with them, and they're like real humans, and they have lives, and they get what you do, and it's so good. And then you're out, and someone recognizes you guys, and it's like, hey, I watch your videos. And like, it's all of a sudden, it's like, for like 1 month of the year, I actually feel like what I do is real. I don't know if other people feel like that, but I legitimately just like it just doesn't even feel like my job is like a thing, because it's all on the internet, And sometimes like that, sometimes that does like get to you. And I when you're with other creators, like you feel like validated, I think, because you're around people that like understand. Whereas like if you work a job, you know, the people in your job get what you do. And my friends, like, they get what I do, but it's one thing to understand what you do, and like another to actually like also be a creator. So yeah. Yeah. You guys just keep throwing things at me, and I'm like, I want to talk. Yeah. Yeah, JC, man, moving. Apparently, that's what someone said in the chat. I think that's it, man. I think that's it. It's 3:30. I don't know what else I got to say. What am I gonna do the rest of the day though? I'm gonna play guitar. I'd like to get a nice. I think I probably played for about half an hour. I'm gonna count that as a half an hour of time, and I played for a half hour this morning, so maybe another hour or two. Really, on the weekends I try to hammer it home. I might actually probably leave that to tomorrow. I think I want to do the Die Rise retrospective on Thursday, but it's gonna be rushed. Like, normally I would start my retrospective today, and it would be by Saturday or Sunday. And I'm just thinking like next weekend's gonna be the live event, so I won't be able to upload it then. If I do Thursday, like, it's gonna be so rushed. I don't think it's gonna be good. Yeah. So I think maybe I've got a Fortnite video probably going up Tuesday. Might just be Fortnite for a while, guys. So I'm sorry to my YouTube my Fortnite gang, or my zombies gang, but some content's finally coming with Fortnite, So I hadn't made a lot of Fortnite videos in April. Like, I don't think I did any, maybe like one. So yeah, I was hitting like one a week, and then I fell off in April because there was just nothing. And I've only made 3 videos since I've been back, since in May. But yeah, I think where I'm at right now, oh, take a week off. No way, dude. Like, it's about to, take a week off zombies. Yeah, I think, because that's like, seriously, it's seriously like, it's not a series that I'm doing because it's like for my livelihood, or like financially, like, like it's really just because like I like making that series, and I do it because it makes me feel good. Like, it feels good to put out a really big piece of content, and like, be working at something all week. So I just think like I won't be happy if I try to rush it for Thursday. So yeah, maybe so I'll have a video for Fortnite Tuesday, probably going to be Fortnite Thursday, just talking about the upcoming events. Probably that will be smart. Then Saturday will be the event. Sunday I'll make a video, like, probably recapping the event. And then the new season's going to be, oh, you know what? It's my mom's birthday too this week. And I'm going to head up to see her. So yeah, I think that's it. Actually, thank you guys. Yeah. People asking, like, what's the deal, what I'm going to do with retrospective. My big thing is I wanted to do a World at War to Black Ops 2. Like, Black Ops 3 is certainly going to happen, but it might, like, slow down. And it's kind of just seeing the writing on the wall. It's like, I'll certainly be able to get through Black Ops 2, but depending like with week breaks and stuff in here and there, I don't know, like will Black Ops 3's like I almost wonder, would it be better to wait on Black Ops 3 retrospective until like maybe like October when there's getting hype for zombies again, because I think it would be a really good series to like introduce us back to zombies, you know. And then, you know, I'm also like people asking like, yeah, I'm gonna do like probably a one single video on extinction, probably one on exo zombies. I'm actually gonna do a video on actually this is good, this is me planning, so this is, I can chill here for a bit. Yeah, I think it would be a good idea. Like the thing is I knew like World at War, Black Ops 1, I'm like these aren't like the people that watch it love it, and I'm like I get it, because I'm like, yeah, this is like some higher level content, but like not a lot of people played World at War in the zombies community when it came out, you know. Not that many people played Black Ops 1, you know. Black Ops 2 and 3 are like where a lot of people started with zombies and then they went back. So I knew like those retrospectives weren't gonna be like crazy, but again, it was like, well, this will just get me like, you know, used to making like a really big video once a week. And so yeah, I'm almost thinking like, you know, where are we at? We're in June. So next 2 weekends there's gonna be nothing. You know, then probably Dire Eyes. But we're gonna get some new zombies content, so I'm gonna be making videos on that. So like zombies retrospective is gonna slow down, but like in wake of other new and exciting zombies content. So that'll be good. But yeah, you know, like July, June, August, like probably like space those retrospectives out a little bit too, because like they're getting bigger. Like hitting like World at War was kind of whatever, but Black Ops, man, like every video was like 7 pages of script, and then I'm like, okay, so about 1 page of script works out to be like 4.5 minutes for me. So okay, 30 minutes. Well, I don't want to do a 30-minute video. Like you guys, like I want it to be concise and to the point. So okay, let's get this down. And I usually can break it down to like 5 or 6 pages. Transit was 6 pages and 23 minutes because I talked fast. So you know, like it's, man, that series is a lot. Like I was a little overwhelmed. By the time I was at like Shang, it was like, oh my god, like, you know, Roman was struggling to get videos to me on Saturday, and you know, it was like, man, it was tough. It was it was a lot, dude. It was a lot. But then it was like, okay, we got Moon, man. We just got Moon. Next week is gonna be Nuketown. That's gonna be an easy one. So yeah, dude. And not just me, but like, man, Roman too. Like, it was a grind to get those out weekly. But I think we might slow it down a little bit. Biggest regret is that my World at War thumbnails are not good. Those are like so 2016, and I got a new guy working on them, and they're so much better. So yeah, anyway, the next few weeks probably gonna be a bit of Fortnite, but to me it sounds like Black Ops 2 retrospectives will kind of take place like every week or maybe every 2 weeks throughout the summer. But with that also being combined with like an extinction retrospective, an exo zombies retrospective, I'm gonna do one on all the remakes. So I said this earlier, but I really like Scott the Woz, and I want it, like, I don't want to copy Scott, but I want to do something that's like inspired by his format, where it's like going back and just talking about like old gaming systems, but doing it with like maps, you know, like going through and being like, so the first zombies remakes, you know, like zombies remakes are a huge topic, actually, like legitimately, and being like, you know, the first ones we got were Black Ops 1 with the World at War maps. And then in Black Ops 2, you know, we didn't really see a whole lot. Black Ops 3, we got a ton. And, you know, talking about all that. And then going on, not really to go in deep about Black Ops 4, but just talk about how, like, people got really sick of it. So that's cool. The fact that Scott just hit 1 million now is insane. I know, dude. Scott is so good. But I think Scott's got a lot more growing in him, to be honest. Like, I've talked about him before, man. I really like Scott. Like, yeah, he's just super unique, and he's got cool topics. Um, but man, like every single one of his videos get 1 million views now. So like, you know, like he is far from done growing. And I mean, he can only do 1 video a week is like the hard thing for him. But I think he's still on the up and up for sure. And I really think he's like a channel that I could see, like, you know, if he keeps grinding, like, you know, 5 million subs. I really think he's, you know, 4 or 5 million probably if he really worked at it. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Actually, I'm coming up on 3 mil. I'm at 2.89, which if you round up is 2.9, and if you round that up, we're now on the road to 3 million. When I hit 1 million, I set my next goal was 3.14 million. I was like, man, 3.14 you're a big YouTuber. But it's funny because like then I'll hit that and be like, oh, 5. But yeah, like once you hit 1, 2 isn't all that impressive because it's like, oh, well, I already did that. I just did it again, and it was obviously easier. So to me, it was like, well, 1. Now, if I do double 1, you know, that's 3 million, and then 1.4 just for good measure, you know. But I was like, once I hit 3.14, that'll be cool because then it's like if I ever stopped uploading, then I've got 140k subs to kind of like, you know, like a little of a buffer before dropping back down to below 3 million. Anything special ideas, man? Like, okay, so probably not gonna hit 3 million. I mean, what am I doing right now? I think I'm doing 20k a month. So, I mean, if we just assume like projections, actually, I think that's reasonable because like there's a lot of Fortnite content coming out. There's going to be some hype for zombies. So let's just say 20k a month on average. I would hit it July, August, September, November. That'd be so wait, July, August, September, November, October. What? July, August, September, October, November. So that would be 290. So on track, I should hit it like halfway through December. But it's possible I could hit it. It's possible that I could hit it like, I mean, if let's say, I mean, for example, the last Fortnite event, like the black hole event. I mean, this won't happen again, but I got 100,000 subscribers in like a day from that. You know, so if something like that happened, then we'll get there a lot quicker. But you know, even if like I have a few really good months, cause summer's coming up, like it's a good time for YouTube. There's a lot of potential in the air. I would say like best case scenario, I'll hit it by August. Very, very best, like I just get super lucky and like have another like event that goes really well or something, maybe like July, but you know, that I think that's very unlikely. So let's say best case like August. Reasonable optimistic would be like September maybe. I really want to hit it this summer though. Because I want to have a party. I want to have a 3 million sub party with my friends. Like I had a 1 million subscriber party. It was amazing. Like it was just so cool. Like my family came over for the day and like all my friends were there. We had like day drinks all day and like then they left. So it was like just me and my friends. We had like a party and went out to the bar. Like it was a blast, man. And I hit 2 like at a really like bad month. It was like I think it was like July. So, you know, everyone's like traveling. Here I am wanting to hit it in August though, but it's a little different this year. Everyone was like traveling or like back home for school and stuff. So like wasn't going to work, but actually, yeah, we just kind of like lumped it into something else. But for 3 million, I'm doing like a legitimate party. Like I'm going in, like I'm going to buy like a beer keg or something like crazy. And buy like 8 pizzas. It's going to be crazy. What do I want to do with the subreddit? I want it to be a place where people can post memes and questions and suggestions and inquiries, you know? But just like a general hangout place for the community. If you want to check out my newest video on my channel, at like the 8-minute mark, I start talking about what I want I pack a bunch every gun on town in one game. Around the 8-minute mark, I start talking about like what I want it to be and like, you know, be civil. The biggest thing is like remove posts that are like fuck Fortnite or fuck zombies, I like Fortnite, or Minecraft gang. Understand you said you weren't gonna make another podcast. Yeah, listen, dude. Undersell, over deliver. Like once every 6 to 12 months. So anyway, yeah, that's basically it. I think I'll give a pretty good example, but you know, I don't want to like ban people unless they're being actual like dickheads. And you know, posts. I don't really want it to be a place where people just ask me questions. You know what I mean? Like, because then it just becomes another YouTube comment section, and I can't answer anything. But you know, I think I want it to be a place for like community members to like talk and discuss, post memes, and you know, if you're like a big fan, you know, maybe just like a little extra spice. I love PewDiePie's subreddit, and I think obviously that's pretty meme driven, but yeah. Okay. I am gonna leave, guys, because this is like over 3 hours, I'm pretty sure, and as much as I want to talk for another 8, do have things to do today. So this is a good way to fill my day, though, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Anyways, starts with some motivation, just talking about life stuff, and yeah, we talk about guitar. We got it all covered. So I'll see you guys in probably like 4 months, maybe the end of the summer. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I love you all. You're actually like, I don't say I love you to my subscribers a lot, but like if you're on this level, man, then I probably love you. Not like romantically, but like, you know. Anyway, thank you guys very much. Yes, Fortnite content coming this week. Big summer on the way. 3 million subs by August. That's it. All right. Peace, nerds.